As a child, everyone looks up to the sky and gazes upon all the things that pass them by. And they think, oh my, what would it be like if we all could fly? But alas, we must remain with our feet on the ground. We forget to look up, up, to escape from just being stuck looking around. Kept down to the earth, never finding out how to stop and live in the now. There may come a day when the clouds decide to stay, when the look and feel is grey, and your mind is played with random things. When you're grounded, life's a bore, and you're craving something more. When normality's a chore, then it's up to you to spread your wings. Wings, 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 wings. With the hustle and bustle of the everyday, we get scared of the things we want to do and say. And that's not okay, cause it's how by the second we end up washed away. In the end, we can try to blend in, even if our goal is to stand out. But for now, take your feet off the ground. Don't be too shy to scream or to shout. There may come a day when the clouds decide to stay, when the look and feel is grey, and your mind is played with random things. When you're grounded, life's a bore, and you're craving something more. When normality's a chore, then it's up to you to spread your wings. Wings, 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 wings. There may come a day when the clouds decide to stay, when the look and feel is grey, and your mind is played with random things. When you're grounded, life's a bore, and you're craving something more. When normality's a chore, then it's up to you to spread your wings.
I had that all timed out and everything. It's like, no, I've got to scroll. Quick, start the video. But yes. Well met, lords and ladies. Jacob Butter speaking. And it's been another year. It certainly has. And oh my, it doesn't, for the first time, it doesn't feel like it, just because of, you know, the vacant gap in between. But yeah, definitely, it feels like March. That's what I'll say. First half of March is always the same for me. It's always, you know, get this thing out as quickly as possible. And to some extent, you can sort of see a little bit of that. But yeah, the anniversary, the remake dropped. And we're celebrating. We're celebrating. It's a happy occasion. Everyone seems to be really excited. So I'm very glad about that. Or just saying hello, because like I think William joined right now versus before, which is possibly just as well. But, you know, again, we will get to that. I too dropped everything. An upgrade, so proud of it. Thank you very much. There's a lot coming from all of you, especially. Yeah. All right. Before we get into business, contrary to the popular custom on these videos, we only have one guest for the time being. We'll see what happens as for later. But for right now, we actually have Quadzy.
Hi.
Who was in the middle of doing a wah thing, even though I hadn't actually unmuted her yet. Okay.
Wah. That's what I've been doing this entire time.
It's painful to watch the editing process. It turns well, the end is so clean looking. I'm glad that you think so, because I may possibly rip it into shreds immediately. Just like in typical creative fashion, it's like, oh yes, this comes out, I immediately hate it. I'm kidding. It's not to that degree. It's just like, good lord, okay, there are some things that need to be discussed, but that's what we're here for, the creator commentary. And we're here to bask in all things Mutant Girl, which this year has not been a lot, and I do take responsibility for that. But you know, I'm also going to compare. We're going to compare and contrast with the original, because I think that's probably a good process for these. I mean, that's the same format that that KW had for her Mutant Girl reactions, except for this time I'm not going to fast forward one versus the other. But yeah, I get no idea for this year's Jake. Yeah, I guess by the new rules, technically speaking, this could be the first time that I am eligible for my own award show. Which, yeah, fair enough.
Sorry, I was waiting for you to stop talking the entire time, but I just thought your scene was really good.
Oh my scene. Oh, that's right. Yeah, because you hadn't seen that one yet. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the only person who's seen that before is Emily. Because yeah, little known fact. Well, not little known anymore because people have seen that recently on the server. But yeah, channel members get the opportunity to see scenes early in their usual like non-angled format. But yeah, we know it's the most improved. Well, we'll get to that because since all of you just watched the remake. Let's start with the original.
Oh no. Oh no.
Pretty much, yeah. This is the original Marwick's Birthday, which I realized I didn't actually title the remake. Yes. And, well, first momentous occasion immediately, actually. This was the first episode that I ever received fan art for. So this is the one that started the special thanks to blank for magnificent pieces of fan art, except for this one piece this time. But yeah, pretty much. These notifications aren't working. I mean, I did. I pinged you on Discord, but fair enough. You're here. I'm like, glad. Yeah. The eyes. Yeah, you know, that was the that was the thing around this time. Was it that? I mean, Jay was also really known for massive eyes in terms of drawing, but yeah, this was done by Shorty, or as they're known back then. Yes, it is indeed Shorty's work. Because that's me.
That was Shorty, no way.
Yeah, it was.
I'm so shook.
Yep, Shorty's the one that started it all. 2 episodes after debuting. Yeah. We can probably skip forward in this part because I'm just like giving thanks and whatnot. That's not very interesting. There was, of course, the last part. All the credits of the people that, yeah, this is before I thought of the idea of to actually, you know what? No, we'll start with the intro. Yeah. Here we go. All right. Did an hour and a half stream and then joined a stream that was 3 hours long. Fair enough. These streams used to be like the longest because, you know, like everyone like piled in on these ones, whoever was like mildly involved. But to my knowledge, no one else has requested to be here except for Aiden, who of course hasn't shown up. So I don't really know. You know what? I'll send an invite to Emily just in case. Just in case. Yeah.
My cat just slapped me across the face.
You know what, ready? I'm cooking a TMG vid. I've got 3 things going right now. It's on the shelf. Oh, don't tell me. Don't tell me it's getting parodied. Oh dear. Who knew? How did Ada not show up to Wings? Well, it was. I played my version. You know, he's drawn to his version. I think maybe I don't know, possibly. Final break starts tomorrow. Wow. Okay. Well, then I timed this really well. I mean, not really timed this really well because it was dictated by the anniversary date. Speaking of which, I really hope that the dates, you know, for all the US people says it correctly because I had to press publish like precisely at the turn of midnight. So that was the first thing that I was like very annoyed by. The second thing I was annoyed by was the fact that it didn't render fast enough, so I couldn't render it in 4K. So yeah, but and then the third thing is something that I will get to in a second. So who knows? Depending on what we think in this video, we would just have to pretend that the other premiere wasn't valid. Depends if I get it out before, like, I don't know, it turns over in like the US times or whatever. Because I mean, you know, it's kind of unfair because like I've lost an hour by being in Spain. You know, if it hadn't been for that extra hour, I would have got the video out on time. Oh well. Oh, I meant the production. Okay, fair enough then. All right. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I thought you meant like the first episode was airing or something. I was like, oh well, why not? Aiden and I have premiered videos on the same day as each other twice.
Really?
We both yes, because well, we both started a series together and we both ended a season of a series together. So the start was, of course, People Above and Mrs. Dysart. But the ending one was actually season 2 of Mutant Girl and season 1 of Fallen Angels both end on the same day.
Really? I thought
Yeah.
was that a coincidence or?
Well, kind of, because Mutant Girl was supposed to come out 10 days earlier, but because my program kept on crashing, I nonstop for even a solid weekend and a half. I was just nonstop refreshing that page, even during meals, just trying to get out as quickly as possible. Like that was the worst editing process. What we just did right now was stressful, but that video particularly is the one that had such a domino effect, honestly, on everything else. Yeah.
Oh. Wait, hear me out on Terry though. Sorry, I just had to get in.
Oh, I mean, he's on the screen right now, I suppose. So, fair enough.
Hear me out. Hear me out. And he has red eyes. Wow.
Well, I guess Well, okay, probably Bond deems that to be scary. Yeah. we all have our types. Yeah.
So backhanded.
Quatty's type is breathes. But yeah. Hear me out, Pop and Kylie. What's it with everyone and the antagonists? My goodness. I'm taking them off the image. We're starting the video. Oh yeah, this intro was made by Jay. I did not make this, which is why I didn't have the original version, and that's why you see overlays of the text. Ah yes, the warrior, not what she's called anymore anyway. Not what he's called either, the person who made this intro. He transitions. Oh, can we talk about the thumbnail for the remake? Who made that and where can I hire them? Well...
Oh,
round of applause for Quincy.
that's so nice. I thought I did it really weirdly.
I feel like we're both thinking that right now because we were really cramming this out. We wanted to do the best we could, but also the quickest we could. So we were like, oh god, what could we have done instead of this? I think we're both in that situation right now.
We were both going through it.
Yeah. You can pay them with Terry.
Yes, please.
Oh, good lord.
Thank you, William. Please, guys, I need to start a GoFundMe, but it's just Terry.
Don't you have a commissions page?
Mm-hmm.
Was it a card dot something? Was it called?
Yeah.
What the name of the website is. Yeah, I'll once I do the credits on the video, depending on whether or not I decide I want to upload a 4K version, I'll make that your credit link.
Oh my god, thank you.
Yeah.
Wait, can we petition for me to get? Can we petition for me to be a side character and I get to be bullied by Terry and Pop, please? Just for one scene, only one scene, please. Please, I need them to
6 years of this show existing, and so far we've had 0 self-inserts.
Please, I need them to acknowledge me once. I don't care.
Tammy the Bad Boy didn't last a season without self-inserts, so
Please, I need to be bullied. Thank you.
This actually kind of reminds me of when I was writing Erasmus the Elf, and people at my school asked me if they could appear in the story, and I thought, okay, for the sake of protect identities, I'm gonna put them in as characters, but I'm going to change their names slightly. So there's slightly warped versions of their names. That's why there's so many weird names like Hewith Laurentium, for example.
Okay,
yeah.
Instead of Cookie, I can be Cookie. I can be Cookie. I can be.
Yeah, so you can
Crystal.
be creepy, kooky, mysterious, spooky, and altogether rookie.
Please.
Certain din. Oh dear. Nah, I don't know. I don't know. I might go with Ron. Ronnie the Rabbit. There you go. Ronnie the Rabbit. RTR. Yeah.
Anime Sky. You got my
Yeah.
love. Aww.
So this is where like I first started with B-roll, basically. Well, not really started. That was actually last episode because I watched a little thing that I rarely talk about on the channel. A little show called Not Your Average Girl by Midori Stories. It's one that Jay and Natasha showed to me, and it was like, and I was immediately mesmerized by it. I was like, okay, all right, if someone's pulling this off, right, let's go, let's do this, basically. So I tried the same thing, and the Whiplash music, yes, because I forgot to mute one of the soundtracks or overlay different music that was not from the original clips.
That's just a skill issue, innit?
Which is why it keeps going back, yeah. This is one thing, and then it cuts back again, yeah.
Skill issue.
If you can make
Skill
it,
issue
RSVP
indeed, yeah.
this
And then just abruptly ends, getting to like a different type of classroom, at a different time of day.
And then just immediately. Oh my god. This is great. This is amazing. This is so much better than
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
we can
Suddenly
never compare to this.
Suddenly the original. Yeah. Now you see what I like people reacting to this video. It gives me the same experience that like people get on Gacha review some of the time. Baby is adorable. I need her. Oh my goodness. Honestly, probably yeah. I wonder if regular BB is actually around. Did I actually? Oh, I didn't promote the streaming places. I don't know if she knows this is going on. Actually, I better do that quickly. That's a good point.
What?
You want to make people aware that that you're celebrating. Oh, I didn't even put the premiere in the Butter Bunch group. That's where I normally talk to her. Oh, dang it. Okay. Let's sort that out. Oh, wow. Okay, so somebody in one of the groups actually that I post these on, like as soon as the premiere was posted, left the group. Like out of all the things that I promoted, I guess that was the last straw, I suppose.
That is so sad.
Yeah, not sure how to process that one really, but there you go.
That is so sad. That's so sad.
Fake fan. Ah, my goodness. All right. Also, go ahead and say what you want in the chat. If it's not something that makes sense for the video, I won't put it on the screen, but I'll read it anyway. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yes, you're here. I meant like in VC. I meant in VC, but yes. All right. Okay. Be brave enough to come into your stream as your video the day it comes out. Yeah, most of the time with these creator commentary videos, like historically speaking, it's anyone that would be that was like mildly involved with the production, which actually, Bon, you were, because I used some of the poses that you put into the server in this video. Well, not this video, but the other one. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right. It all sucks. The animation sucks. The VA sucks. The butter sucks. Yes. Mm-hmm. Oh well. So yeah, that's sorry. I got distracted by what Jax was saying. I remembered you because this I know it's the one account that didn't get banned on the stream, so I know that's why you're using this one. I remember it's you. I didn't know the Gacha ship was the channel. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, but yeah. I hate when that happens.
Wasn't that what happened to Oh, I forgot her name. It was the one who did the animated ones. that really narrows it down. The one who does the animated ones. The one who, like, she did the short stories. The short horror stories where, like, one of the kids gets
Oh,
stuck
Dramadonia? Dramadonia.
Yes!
Did she delete her channel?
I thought
she rebranded.
But she just, like, never reposted ever again. And then her Twitter became, like, an NFT.
What? I feel like that means she got hacked, honestly. Wait a minute. Okay, so her channel became Tales of Dramadonia. That much I know.
But I remember because I made a banner for her channel and I sent it to her Twitter, and then like a couple months later I looked back at the Twitter account and it was like an NFT selling account.
I think you might have sent to the wrong address. I think you might have been scammed, Quadsy.
No, I sent it to the right one because I know, because she replied to me and she said, "Oh yeah, this looks great, thank you." And I remember sending it to her and I remember she replied. I know that. But then, like, a couple months later, like, her account completely changed.
Okay, you know what? I'm actually looking at this right now. Well, the channel is still there. The last video was 10 months ago, so it seems like she might have stopped posting. Oh wait, actually, wait a minute. No, hold on. Actually, the video before that was 3 years ago, but the most recent, yeah. So there was a hiatus for a long time, basically. But yeah, there was a Dramona and Friends series that I should check that out, because actually I was more mesmerized by like the neighborhood community aspect of Dramadonia than I was by the horror stuff. So I kind of stopped watching. But yeah, I should check that out again.
We should. I never knew what happened to her though, because I honestly thought that like she had just like moved on from Gacha and she sold her account or something. I thought that's what happened. But she could have gotten hacked. I'm not sure.
Grandma Dramaine clicked on one too many pop-up ads. All right, continuing with the video, I guess, because
now I know where these are like 3 hours long.
Yeah, exactly. You understand why. That's with one person. Imagine there was a maximum of like 10 people in one of the videos from years ago. That's why it was like 7 hours.
Everyone there. Marwick. As in Pop's best friend, Marwick?
Notice how he's not holding a phone, nor is Morwenna. Fantastic. Oh, thank you for the support. I'm glad because the video immediately got copyright claimed, even though I used stock audio from Vegas, so it shouldn't have. But I didn't. Yeah, so I appreciate that.
Stan Ghosty.
That looks like a Walking Wednesday title, actually. That's a good Walking Wednesday title.
The very same. Look, they're all invited too. What do I do? I can't deal with all of them at once.
Oh yeah, this was an issue. But there was kind of like still a thing to some degree. But like Gacha Life 2 like made the layering work a bit better. So Moena's hair constantly covered whatever was in that hand, which was the one that would always be outstretched towards a person. So at any time I wanted to have Moena show someone their phone, I just had to imagine that they would be able to look before they could tilt their heads down. They can't tilt their heads because it's Gacha Life 1. So Pete's just staring off into the distance. Later on, when Gacha Club came out, I would do this exact same thing for Agatha to demonstrate how she never looks people in the eye because she doesn't know where their eyes are. But no, in Gacha Life 1, that's just everyone. Anyways, hi, Aiden.
Hey, by the way, there's a problem that I don't know if Jacob mentioned in the scene.
In this scene?
Yes.
For this video or for the remake?
This video. Look at her shoes. Or lack thereof.
Oh my god.
No, I did not mention that.
Girl has no shoes in class. It's because I'm pretty sure she was transformed from her beach attire with this episode.
Yeah.
And her beach attire had no shoes. It's fixed in the next scene, but for the first scene, she has no shoes.
Yeah,
She is barefoot in class for some reason.
This episode actually was the first one I used 2 computers in order to make because I think at the time the computer I was using was getting old, so my parents bought me a new one, but I hadn't quite shifted everything over yet. And in fact, I wouldn't do so for until the end of the year, so it didn't end up mattering in the end. But because of that, I thought, oh hey, well, the issue that I had on this computer was that I didn't have enough slots in order to make the characters. So hey, for this episode where I need to have somebody's house with their with their family present, might as well. So that computer contained almost exclusively the Marwick family as far as Gacha.
Also, one thing I find funny is Kylie and Terry in the background are just holding hands for no reason. They're just holding hands.
Listen, they're just
staring
having a
at each other.
Okay.
It's hilarious.
I mean, that part of the remake hasn't changed, has it? Them staring at each other in the background.
Well,
Some things remain the same.
Well, in the remake, Terry was asleep or with laying back with his eyes closed, and Kylie was drawing or writing or something with a pencil. And in the remake that I did,
that's fair. They were facing each other. Yeah.
Wings.
Oh yeah, it's because I played Wings at the start of the video as the music before the stream began.
Wings.
That's why they're saying that.
Wings.
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 I thought, what's the song that would give people the most joy that that makes sense in this situation?
Wings.
Wings.
Now you see why I chose that one. Yeah.
The chicken wing parody coming one day.
Chicken headed on.
Okay. You say wings 3 times, Aiden will be summoned. People have tried that before. They've tried that on different streams.
It doesn't work all the time. I have work half the time.
So,
yeah.
Wings.
Back to what I was saying about the 2 computers. This was actually not one of the scenes that was on the other computer. So this one was from her beach outfit, as was the next scene. So I did just realize that later. But yeah, there might be inconsistencies depending on that might come up later.
Oh
maybe.
No, there's inconsistency of Kylie at the party scene. There's a major inconsistency of her design.
In fact, that's actually probably the reason they have party outfits to begin with, Aiden. Is because I had a reason to put them in outfits they would never wear again. I hope you were enjoying the stream. We are. We definitely are.
We love how Morwenna's phone is hidden behind her hair in the scene as well.
Yes, don't worry. I've already mentioned that.
What do you mean? Can't you see her bright pink phone?
She doesn't have a pink phone. It's blue. Her phone is blue.
A bright pink.
Oh, and boy, is her phone blue. We will get to that in the
Her
remake.
phone is blue.
Easy.
If only.
Wait, you actually want to go?
Question, is BB voicing Pete right now?
Yes.
Is this when BB took over? Yeah, I was about to be like, who's original VA? Beanie Boy?
Yes.
I was like,
Was
is this
Oh yeah, No, this wasn't our first episode. Wait, no, I think it might have been our first episode actually. That's why the intro was wrong from Jay. I'm trying to remember. Did Pete say anything in episode 6? Probably not. I don't think so.
No, Pete wasn't in episode 6 because
nope. And of course, the episode 5 was his deleted
episode
scene.
5, that scene was cut.
Around, so yeah, exactly.
This is BB's debut.
Yeah, not quite her voice acting debut. That honor went to Squire Banquo in terms of Yeah, but her debut as the official VA of Pete, having substituted
she still
him
voices him
in the
till
background.
this day.
Yeah, exactly.
I used to have a crush on Pete.
You used to. Yeah, if we upgrade to Terry, apparently.
And
Not
Pop.
sure that's an upgrade, actually.
You can't forget Pop.
Yeah, I was gonna say those are more of downgrades, I think, honestly. But yeah.
I don't get invited to anything. I never had many friends before now.
I was going to ask about that.
Why are
You
their
and
mouths
Mara-
moving at a million
oh.
miles per minute? Their mouths are moving way faster than they should be. They're like, words. Like, dang, okay.
Pete is
Did you
like
speed up the
fast
footage or
Pete.
something when filming this? What is this? Why do their mouths seem unnaturally
Maybe?
fast?
Maybe. I think this was actually also the first episode I recorded using Loilo Game Recorder,
Oh
actually.
no.
Which was an upgrade on EasyVid, which I had used for all of my YouTube videos up until like mid 2019. So from mid 2013 to mid 2019, that was quite the run. But it was time for an upgrade, and actually it was Roxy that recommended Loilo, I think. In fact, Roxy has contributed a lot to this video, but we'll get to specifically things about that later.
Friends now?
Yeah, I worked with him on the presentation. He turned out to be.
Also, yeah, she was in fact peaking because this was around the time that DJ Savix was doing the audio balance because B's microphone was so bad that actually she was super quiet. I didn't know how to correct it at the time, so actually that's why BB has a lot of respect for DJ Savix because he came in and saved the show to an audible degree. So even despite what you're hearing right now, just know it could have been way worse.
Oh, wait a minute. You have a grudge, don't you?
I don't think so. I don't think so at all. No.
Yeah,
Nope,
maybe
nope.
that's a stretch. After all, the presentations were before the summer holidays, and you haven't had any contact with
No
me
one in
since.
America calls it the summer holidays. God. No one in America actually
Everybody
refers.
loves a summer holiday.
We call it summer vacation, the States. God, your Britishisms.
You guys
And this is why I have a co-writer now.
text each other? Seriously? Who
Oh yeah.
texts?
Oh, her invisible phone. Oh wait, BB's improv of who text?
Yeah.
Who
I
text?
honestly don't know what she was trying to insinuate with that. Everyone
Who
texts.
texts? Like, what do you mean? Who texts? What
Everyone
do you
texted
mean?
back then. They still text now.
Like BB, you texted on Discord with Jacob. That's how you talk to Jacob. What do you mean the term who texts? BB.
She texted like every day to me on the AFNOW wiki for like a year before we corresponded on Discord.
Like, God, who texts is the weirdest improv BB did. It's like, what does that even mean? What does that even mean?
I don't know. Yeah. I stopped accepting every ad lib that came by shortly after this.
I will say Phantom is one of the few modern VAs who I actually think does pretty good ad libs. I do quite enjoy his ad libs.
I don't think he's
he
I
does
don't think he's ever done an ad lib for me.
Oh, really? Oh, because he's done a few minor.
No,
ones
the only deviations he does is when he reads lines wrong.
Nah, he did a few minor Diogenes lines deviations. Like I was editing some of his audio earlier for the next episode of All Angels, and like he did some line deviation on occasion. So I'm like, oh, I kind of like the line deviation. Kind of nice.
All right then.
I listen. He actually pulls off some pretty good improv.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I never had many friends line. Fun fact is actually a very obscure Derek the Sheep reference.
Oh
which
what?
Yeah, which is a British comic book character. Who I got an annual of like one year or something. And there's one moment where he meets his friend like Cecil the bee, and like in that scene where Cecil like cries like, oh please no, I never had many friends or something like that, and then there's a whole pity part like, fine, I'll hang out with you. Then he like then he like walks past like a different sheep and like says his name. So I was like, I thought you said I didn't have any friends. I said I didn't have many friends. That's what I was thinking of when I wrote that line. None of that matters. I just remember that was where my mind was.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone got that though. I don't think anyone.
No, it was supposed to. That was just legit. That was just what my thought process was making this. Even though it's been 6 years, I can still remember a lot about what I was thinking at the time. Contrary to a lot of Gacha tubers' experiences, actually, where I asked them questions about their thought process, and they're just like, I don't know. What you're
It's
talking
like,
about.
I don't know what I was thinking.
For example, hi KW. Well,
I
there
have
you
some
go.
questions for you, buddy.
Okay.
First of all, where are her shoes?
Oh, we already covered that. Yeah, this was transitioned from her beach outfits from the previous episode.
Yeah, and she just doesn't have shoes with it. You know, oop, she left her shoes. Don't worry, next scene she gets her shoes back randomly. Not this scene, but next scene she gets her shoes back off screen.
Why? Why?
She was barefoot in class, showing off her feeties to the whole class.
I could have left her barefoot once I noticed, but I thought she would be better off, because the next scene involves her running, so probably. Best
What do
not
you
to
mean,
that.
running around barefoot out in a courtyard? That's a great idea. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
Yeah, definitely won't
yes.
get like fungus.
I was thinking like small rocks.
Yeah, it'd be really painful.
How did
Yeah.
no one knows that she didn't have shoes? Like
I noticed.
I would have called CPS. Be like, why
Oh, her
did
parents.
you
Your
not
parents got
have
really
shoes?
poor in between episodes. They got really poor,
So they sold her shoes and nothing else.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, that's why. Or Varley took them because, she's wearing the exact same outfit she wore with that news video of Varley and the necklace.
Oh,
So
you
maybe
took
Varley
them,
took
yeah.
her shoes.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
another
know.
question. Why-
Varley's a bit confusing. I don't know why she would steal her shoes, but she did apparently.
Yeah, that's my other question. Actually, it has to do with the necklace. Why is
It's
it so
just an-
blended into her outfit? Like, what's going
It's
on?
just
there?
it's just like a yellowish gold necklace.
It looks horrendous.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be gold, but it was like faded gold. I think I was trying to match the design in the Varley video in question. Not sure if it was brighter or not. It probably was, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if it was any brighter though, that gold necklace would probably blend in with her outfit too much as well.
Yeah,
There is also that.
disaster.
There is also that. Yeah.
I have questions for you.
Does she ever
but
trip
I
over
just-
her hair if not her tail? No, because if when she stands up, her hair doesn't reach down past her knees, more or less.
Wait. I just realized. Is her dragon tail have outline black?
No.
Why is it
Oh
like they
wait,
have
her
outline black?
her dragon tail. Her dragon tail may actually be outlined black in the scene.
It might be. I'm not actually sure.
Also, this is one thing I'm meaning to point at to Jacob's attention. Morwenna's tails changed colors in between Gacha Club and this. And this is more of a light blue, but in Gacha Club it's more of a dark blue.
Well,
Yeah, the dark blue was a result of the green screen because like that shade of blue interfered with the chroma key.
and technically, like, if
And
you
the
think
dark blue
about
has
it,
stuck
like,
ever since
as-
Gacha Club's transition.
Technically, you could easily say that technically, like, since her dragon tail grows and stuff like that, it could over time change a bit of color, like change the shade of like her tail or whatever, since it's a mutation.
That is true.
Potentially.
That is true. Mhm.
Yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
people's hair-
Purple screen. It's not rocket science. What two colors form purple? Pray tell.
Red and blue.
Oh.
Your voice, please.
Yes.
But anyways, I am going to take a nap or something before I lose myself.
Fair enough. Oh my, that was a terrible moment to pause Pete. He looks like one of those like realistic SpongeBob scenes where they have like they have like the realistic mouth for one line or something.
Oh, no.
Yep, that's time for me to go. That's time for me to go.
Ew.
Bye bye.
Pete's doing the ducklet challenge right now.
All right. Chroma key does not care about that. I've done it 1 million times. Then why exactly does it does one card that's 50% blue crop out and the other card that's also 50% blue not? That doesn't see that doesn't
I think more or less the problem with chroma key is chroma keys like I have worked in multiple editing softwares, and I can say chroma keys are sometimes more powerful or less powerful than each other. Like if with one chroma key, sometimes with like shortcut, I get away with certain stuff, but then I switch over to my to Premiere Pro, and it's like, nope, you can't get away with that, Aiden. It's like, okay.
Yeah. So I think this video was either made with Vegas Pro 14 or 17. I don't know when I upgraded, but it was sometime around this time, and I've been upgrading ever since from like, to 18, 19, 21, 20, 21, 22. Currently on 22. So it's the same lineup basically. Whatever like coding they use remains the same, and it gives me the same problem. Fallen Angel is another good example of this. You can tell when I've edited certain scenes based on the color of Zach's jacket, which is also that same light blue normally, except for when I edited it. Back in the day.
Well, to be fair, his jacket's more of a cyan, not light blue. It's more just a darkish middle cyan.
I mean, cyan is a shade of blue.
Yeah, it's also shade of green.
Well, actually,
all the more reason it doesn't work with green screen then.
Anyways, enough about colors. Let's get away from Pete's creepy lips.
Of course, yeah.
No,
Obviously not. Hence, I'm still alive.
this is more serious than I thought.
Really? Ugh. You're no help. I'm going to get a second opinion.
No way.
Are you
Yeah.
guys sure?
Yes.
I don't know why, but for some reason, Shorty's like yes was inaudible.
Look, she has shoes now. She has shoes.
She certainly does.
She got shoes in between scenes.
Mhm.
Cool to have helped with the presentation, but how do we know this isn't just a gesture by his mom or something? Like, ooh, invite that nice girl as
Also,
well.
by
She's
the
really
way,
nice.
in this episode, Shorty is the only other VA who's from the original. You have Shorty and you have BB. The rest are new VAs.
There's a reason I asked them to join the Butter Bunch, and also Aiden. I hadn't met Aiden yet by this point.
Yeah, I was like late 2019, early 2020 era.
Yeah, I think I met you in December. This video came out in September.
Social
Yeah.
activity.
No, it's not. We've talked since then. On the phone.
Oh god, I forgot that line, dude. We talked since then on the phone. Like,
I will say because of like
that,
the early Mutant Girl cast, as inexperienced as they all were, because it was like everyone's first time voice acting, except me. I've been in a couple of things.
we
before.
talked on the phone.
Yeah, but that, like as inexperienced as they were, like that, like some of them like they brought a lot of dimension to the characters, like similar to what Camp Creek, what the Camp Creek cast have been saying, basically, about like identifying with their characters to some degree. Identify with their characters to some degree. I mean, Addy still quotes Julius sometimes, or like still was that as the badge of honor. I guess for some kids it was too close to home occasionally because actually part of what like worked as far as Moena's awkwardness coming from Natasha was the fact that she was legitimately awkward around the idea of pretending to have a crush on Shiny, even though it wasn't Shiny, it was Malwick. But again, that separation, it wasn't as crystal clear to them at the time. I guess it also doesn't help that was like the only voice acting series that we knew of at the time that was going on. We didn't know about Sapphire Wings until later, or anything else.
To be fair, that specifically was the only romance in the show, minus Morwena's parents, I guess, technically. But
Yeah,
that's not really a romance.
It's just an example of
like that was the only real romance in the show at this time period. Like eventually, obviously, we get to like season 2, and we have like Julius x Agatha, and like and season 2 we also introduced the idea of Reina x Darren.
Yeah, well, from a certain point of view, yes.
Yeah, we get
not to mention
introduced
also Empress and Felix, if you count through her eyes, and
Yeah.
also the undoing of that in episode 12.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Felix.
Who could
What do you
forget
mean,
about
don't-
Felix?
What do you mean? Don't spoil.
We're only
You've
referencing
seen-
stuff in season 1, season 2.
You've watched, yeah, Bon. I know you in particular have watched.
You've watched
all of the
season
stuff
1
we've
and
talked
season
about.
2. What do you mean? Don't spoil. We're not saying anything from season 3. This was all
Yeah.
established at several points in season 2.
Hmm.
This was all established. God.
There we go. Mentioned fetuses. Just checking you're still here. Princess.
Yeah,
Just
you
checking you're still here.
know.
I
I
think
mean,
we have a
I'm
question.
here too. Oh man, I miss Agatha.
I forget who Darren is. Well, to quote you earlier in the video, sounds like an issue, not an ish me. There we go.
Darren was
I
think Darren was introduced in like episode 6 of season 2 briefly. No wait, Darren was briefly. No, I think Darren was introduced.
I think it might have been episode 8 because that's when
he was briefly introduced in episode 8 and then mentioned in episode 9. And that's pretty much all we get from Darren in season 2 for the most part. But there were other more important stuff going on for obvious reasons during that late season 2 storyline. So yeah, no. Also, in universe there was COVID, so we didn't really have much time to have more school scenes with Darren, anyways.
Also, also because of what I based him on, the most important stuff about Darren was what you didn't see and not what you did see.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I mean, you'll get more on Darren in season 3, guys. Or
yeah,
you know, you're getting more with him in season 3s. And you are
anyway, this is what Yellow Screen looked like, by the way, back in 2019 for me.
But
another line that I prefer Natasha's delivery on, honestly, like the no, please don't. So that's
Soft, what light through yonder phone screen breaks?
I love
it
the
is a
jumping
text,
animation.
And Morwenna is the sender. See how she leans her phone upon her cheek. Oh, that I were upward upon that screen, that I may touch that cheek.
Yeah, this part got lost. I asked Phantom if he could do falsetto because I wasn't sure if he knew what that meant.
I don't think he knows what that means.
When they get they get like stage directions, or when they check the scripts, like if they don't know what a certain word means or something, they won't like look into it. Like if it was like I'm sure that I don't think like in another episode, Phantom that used the same example. Said the word ambivalent as ambivalent.
Ambivalent.
You can just plug things into Google Translate and check them honestly, or check with me. I can tell you how to pronounce them if you have doubts.
And also, Bond, this is Addy.
At this point, it's Addy. Yeah, the person who made the role iconic.
The OG
Julius. How to
flirt
in the 1600s.
I was telling me and Yamato-Kon. Yeah,
Oh
not
God.
Hyrulan. That was a spelling error.
Oh, we love Hyrule-Khan.
Oh yeah, that's a balcony scene, right? How basic. Got anything more obscure?
I don't like after
Hope
watching the
must be
remake.
weird.
I kind of prefer a lot of after hearing that watching the remake though. I kind of prefer how Phantom did these lines actually. I know it's like OG Julius, but like I don't know. I just I really do kind of like Phantom's interpretation of these more.
I do miss the falsetto, but I mean, fair enough. I think that's the first time that any Judas V has been copied over the original, so fair enough.
Morwenna,
Why does the skirt look so short? I think I always found that skirt in Gacha Life weird. This is what was one of the longest skirts in Gacha Life, actually. Not the longest, but it was one of the longer ones. It was born out of a compromise, basically, because when Jay and I were like going back and forth on designs for the characters, he wanted to use like a much shorter skirt because that was that was much more fashionable. Which makes sense on a fashion level, but misses the point entirely, as Quadzi would later learn in her own attempt at a redesign of Morwenna, of the fact that her tail makes that kind of clothing choice impossible to pull off.
Very impractical for her.
Exactly. So I chose a middle skirt for that reason, but honestly, I would have gone longer. I would have gone like full length. Yeah.
Imagine if going to a closet
I thought
with a
those
pants
things
with
were
a
making pretty high
skirt have
notes.
holes in it.
Definitely was iconic for it. As far as I know, falsetto like extends to a person's head voice, but like that's also but like that particular technique can be done by it can be done by cis women or trans men or anyone basically. But it's more iconic for male singers, yes. But it's also going to be done in speaking. Technically speaking, if you do a Mickey Mouse impression, you're speaking in falsetto. Yeah. Speaking of which, do you see the new Cinderella Castle trailer from Star Kid? I don't watch trailers, remember?
We're
Jacob's
the
lame
thing of
like that.
Florida. What good would that do? For none of woman born shall harm Pop. Pop shall never
The
vanquish
Macbeth
B
reference.
until Central Park
Yeah.
High.
I don't mind that this line sounds like he was reading it because, you know, technically speaking, that was actually like what's happening.
Empire State shall come against her. Well, that will never be.
Give her the phone back already. There are a couple of nerds and clearly the wrong time period. What else is new?
Do you guys ever just have a normal conversation?
Some of the time, we go back and forth depending on what we're feeling on the day.
Wait, so this is
There you
an
go.
everyday thing now?
First Pete, now you guys. Why is everybody obsessed with my relationship with Marwick today?
Well, we did overhear a bit of your chat with Pete, and we love that you said relationship just now.
Yeah, just to remind people, they do share a homeroom, so they weren't on screen, but we have seen that they actually are nearby.
You know what I meant. Marwick's just a great guy who I can laugh with, talk to easily, be comfortable around, and I'm sure his party's going to be a lot of fun.
You know, I actually hadn't ever seen like Most Popular Girls in School at this point, but the way that she says that reminds me a lot of like the way that Fan would talk about guys.
I just don't know whether I should go. What?
You just answered your own question.
I'm better RN.
Oh god, the phone's green now! The phone became green!
It fused. He rubbed it on his jacket.
Definitely. I didn't.
I think it's back to normal now, but again, it's
well, you
it's
can't
hard
really
to
see
tell.
much of it
Trust
because her hair. Yep.
Marwick at first. But if you two are such good friends, I guess I can.
Also,
remain
I just love how
mute.
she says RSVP or whatever. RSVP.
No, she says RSVP properly, but well, in the proper order. But she's still like, I better RSVP. I don't know why that was the only take that worked, but I guess I don't know.
Neutral.
Oh my god.
And now everything's back to normal.
Okay, a bit of hurting my head. Yeah, this was my excuse as to why the show was called animation at the time. That was a marketing take that did not work out the way the way it was intended.
Also, you need to update the playlist, by the way, of the Mutant Girl.
I need to put the credits in, and potentially I don't even know. Depending on like what we decide later on, might even I upload like an actual proper version of the remake compared to what just transpired.
I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, there are some errors, but what remake doesn't have its errors?
I mean, the point of the remakes is to reduce the number of errors as much as possible, because otherwise
We already reduced it a lot, though.
That is true, and I will get to that when we get to that. A lot of what I've done is error reduction specifically. Speaking of errors, though, yes, there it is. Bon made a mini gacha review of this that's on the Mutant Girl server, talking about the background change for this. This was inspired by Afmau's gacha videos actually, and the way that she would actually go from one background to another, without really caring much about that. But of course, that was because like those ones were, you know, hyperbolized. They were parodies, so it doesn't quite work in this bit. And I definitely did not know how to color correct yet. So there it remains. I was barely able to mildly align the lockers to each other, and that's it.
So you know his locker comp?
And here's the classic Lily Trescott's thing that I complained about when I watched Lily Trescott's videos. It's like, oh yeah, he's hiding behind nothing.
But
of course I do.
Hiding behind the air.
He could get a selfie with me if he told me.
Well, that's Donnie for you. One desperate act ever another.
He made a pass at.
Also, yes, I know you were talking about the moonwalking as well. That was meant to be like a thing where he like backtracks basically. He's like walking to one place, and then he's just like, whoa, okay. I'm that was the idea behind it, but yes, moonwalking particularly. If you think that moonwalk is iconic, watch Running with You.
Oh yeah, no, Running with You is iconic.
It certainly is, yeah.
You once, didn't he?
Yup, as if that would ever happen.
Will you two be quiet? We're going to get caught. Happy birthday.
Why did she put it on her wrist? Like Emily pointed this out when we were in VC, but like, girl, why?
Because at the time it wasn't a handheld prop, so that was the only way to show the watch. That's why.
Like, I feel like it would have made more sense if you imposed it in post, like had her put her hand out and then put the watch on in post in her hand. I feel like that would have made more sense.
It would have made more sense. I also didn't know how to do that for a number of years.
Oh, that's great. She just wears
Oh wait, no. Actually, no. I did know how to do it, but I didn't know how to zoom in to make it look accurate.
No pre-rendering skills at that point.
Okay, this bit here is where Roxy's contributions really start to show. So, the story goes that this was the first time I ever collaborated with anyone else, as far as editing the episode, and it's also, coincidentally, the first time an episode was late on coming out. A sign of things to come. But yeah, actually, Roxy, that's a new name. That is true. Yeah, you wouldn't know her. Yeah.
There's a history there.
There is definitely a history. Yeah. She and I were dating at the time. We're not anymore. So.
It didn't go well. Also, she was Afma's cousin.
I don't know if I was supposed to say that.
Oh, yeah, she's not around anymore. It's fine.
Okay, yeah, sure. All right then. Yeah, weirdly enough, one of the only verified facts about her. Yeah, so okay, so now I will say this episode has a credit in the episode for credit to Roxy Quinn and her cousin, because I said, okay, should I mention this at all? But and she said no, which is why I don't tend to bring it up on camera. But people who knew it behind the screen knew that information.
Well, you didn't tell me to not say it out loud. You never specified.
Oh God. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
So basically, what I was going to say was that Roxy took a couple of scenes, put them together and add this B-roll footage. That's why I don't have access to this. I don't know where this is from. I also know this music because she asked
Japanese letters with English.
I'm not sure, but then again, it also says Lumine there on the side, which is not quite Lunime, but it's close.
Wait.
I guess it's accurate.
Is this AI? Wait a minute. Is this AI though?
This was 2019. I highly doubt it. This footage and this music. She asked her cousin for advice on stuff. So I assume this is an Epidemic Sound thing that came in somewhere, because that's all the information that I had basically. And this was actually this led to a couple of days where I basically did what I do now with the editors, which is progress reports, please tell me what's going on, give me updates, basically. Yeah. So that she couldn't really handle that and actually broke down. So fitting enough, the only impression that I gave to my greatest idol was that interaction. Well, post-mild interaction. I don't think she watched the final product. I highly doubt it, but who knows? There is a chance. There is a non-zero chance that Afmal has seen this video specifically.
God.
I mean, poor things. So yeah.
Hey, Jacob. One day we'll get in contact with her, Afmal. Well, that's specified Afmal. Not the other person that you could actually interpret. No, Miss Afmal.
Yeah, no,
I want to talk to Miss Afmal. I have so much to discuss with her. Too much to discuss with her.
Well, I mean, yes, that is also true. Yeah. Of all things expected from your life, like that was not it.
Oh, Jacob's had a romantic history with a lot of people. Actually,
yeah. You didn't even know what happened. You didn't even know how it ended. I'll tell you that one off.
Yeah, it went horrible.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well,
you act like you don't like you knew her. What's it?
I know.
The traumatic flashbacks of that whole time period.
Oh my god.
That was the OG Dream Team. She had a server at the time for her own production and for her own channel. Actually,
I think I was.
Remember when your Discord account got hacked and didn't
that was
Buttercorp?
That was much later. That was much later, but that also happened. Yes, yeah,
that was great.
Okay. Yeah. But what I was going to say was that her server was actually called Dream Team because at this point, Dream had not, made a comeback to YouTube and started blowing up. So the name was free. But yeah, that's it didn't last, unfortunately.
Here we are. Am I alone in the house this time?
That was her, by the way. That was her voice. She was Geneva in this episode.
Oh my god.
And I think also until the end of season 1.
I think it should be fine.
All right, let's go then.
The memories.
Oh my goodness, the fade of the hair.
Hello!
That repressed that memory.
And who might you be?
Right.
Oh, are you a new friend
Yep, another walking cycle in green screen.
then? I'm Morgan's dad. How curious that he hasn't mentioned you to me.
He never talks about me?
Well, he barely tells
Marley
me anything.
In the background, meant to be like showing her phone to Granny Marwick over there. Be like,
Yeah.
look at my TikToks.
That's what I kind of thought. Yeah.
And then I kind of brought that back when I did the remake scene. I'm like, you know what? She's showing her phone. I'm gonna make it really obvious. Like, yes,
Yeah.
she's showing her TikToks.
Mhm.
Love more, hate less.
Yeah.
That's the message.
And Morgan's dad. Who's Morgan again? Yeah. Well, Morgan is Marwick's first name.
Yeah, Morgan Marwick.
Yeah.
Wait,
See,
what?
Yeah,
Marwick's
so-
name isn't actually Marwick; it's Morgan. He just goes by
this is
Marwick.
Such a fake fan.
That's actually a double reference. There's a book series called Septimus Heap where there's a character called Mandy Marwick who doesn't like his name Mandy and goes by Marwick in that because Mandy sounds like a girl's name. Another name that is actually a boy's name as well, but is mostly used by girls is Morgan. So
Morgan
aside from the
and
injury
Morgana.
film, we don't talk about that. Yeah. Yeah, so that's why he goes by his last name. The other side effect of that actually is that it puts him in direct contrast to the rest of Pop Josephine's gang, because all of Pop Josephine's gang have last names that are also first names. So you have Pop Josephine, you've got Kylie Jennifer, and you have Terry Oswald. And by choosing to go by his last name, technically actually already has some distinction behind him, aside from his reactions to Pop's bullying, trying to de-escalate in the background without rocking the boat too much. So yeah, I love that.
Bon, I want to make that canon really bad now.
Oh, well.
I want to make that canon. It would be so dumb but so funny.
These days.
They live in a world of their own, don't they?
They most certainly do. Are you Morwena's?
Oh yeah, Roxy pointed out to me at the time that it looks like Geneva was flirting with Matty just based on the pose that they have there.
It does kind of.
She was meant to be like giggling to herself, basically.
Yes, I'm Geneva.
Matty. A pleasure.
I remember that she also used to tease me about the fact that Adri was the voice of Silas at the time. So it was like, oh yeah, what do you think of me of me being married to a different character? It's like, I mean, I cast the pair of you, so I do not care.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Like voice actors aren't interaction. Like when someone voice acts the characters, they're not actually in a relationship with the other person.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I was one of the few people in Buttercorp at the time that got that distinction.
It's like you're not actually
We only
the
had-
character.
It might be because we only had one show going on at the time. Maybe the variety later on helped with that. But yeah, it was a
like
strange
I'm
time.
the current voice of Silas, but me and KW are not a thing.
It's about to yeah, exactly.
It's like, come on, that's not always that's not a thing. I mean, it happens on rare occasions, VAs, but not always.
Yeah. I also voiced Silas for a brief bit when Andy wasn't around to record. So there's also that.
Darn.
you. Well, I guess you'll want to meet the man of the hour. He's over there, I believe.
Oh, hey, you made
Oh
it.
god. Oh wait. Oh god, the crossfade. She didn't even walk off screen. It just went to a wide shot, quickly faded to black too fast, and then we just hard cut to this. Oh,
Imagine
that's
that.
so
Imagine
bad.
that. Imagine that character's not walking off screen.
Like,
but in all seriousness,
walk cycles. It was so easy.
in all seriousness, I did this. That is one of my least favorite edits in the series, for the simple reason that at this point, I've been building up Marwick's return to the screen for a long time, for basically 2 months and 2 days because of the delay of this video, because from presentation time we don't see him again until this moment. He wasn't in episode 6 because I want to focus on other characters, but he was still mentioned because it was going to be relevant to the next episode. That's why the whole pop thing built up from there. But in this one, I kept him away for as long as possible to build up what was going to happen when they actually reunited. It was the idea of why am I invited to his birthday party? Just are we actually that close anyway? Because all we've really done is text and have do a presentation together. Does that constitute much of a friendship? She's not much of an expert on that matter, so it's already that. There's of course also the feelings aspect behind that. The fact that Matty specifically, the reason that scene exists is because I made him to mention that Morwenna doesn't know, so the Marwick does not talk about Morwenna.
Drama building.
Yeah. So Morwenna already feels like she's not supposed to be there. That conversation already that conversation fuels her imposter syndrome. And the moment when she's actually able to meet Marwick for the first time, this happens.
Yeah.
By the way, real quick, one thing that's always kind of annoyed me about this episode is the fact that Marwick's mom is just sitting there in the background, no lines, no nothing. We're not even acknowledged. It's not even acknowledged that behind him is his mother. Keep in mind, that's not even properly acknowledged in the episode that that's his mother. It is his mother.
That's true. She wasn't cast until the Christmas special, I don't think.
Yeah, we actually gave her a voice later on online, but that always kind of personally annoyed me. It would have been nice to at least give her a line, or hey, just put her in the scene with Maddie. Have her Maddie meet Morwenna's mom. I don't know, something.
That is true. I could have done that last one. Aside from everything else, again, the only reason she talked to Matty was for that one bit about the imposter syndrome. So aside from that, but yeah, if she's in that scene as well, that would have made sense to me.
Even just putting her next to Maddie, she doesn't even lie. She's just standing right next to Maddie, and it's oh.
But you and Jake and Ghost Girl, that's what I meant myself. I mean, did they start dating in Ghost Girl? I forget if they got that far. But anyway.
Welcome. I was almost expecting you not to show up.
Huh? What does that mean?
Well, since I invited...
Not that one.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. This is,
Okay,
I guess
so there's a design issue with one of these characters.
One of these things is not like the other. Yeah.
So,
I mean,
if you look at
in the center.
If you look at everybody's eyes here, one of their eyes colors isn't supposed to be a certain color, aka Kylie. Kylie's eyes are purple, which, by the way, she looks amazing with purple eyes. But that's not her eye color. That's not her eye color. I love her purple eyes, but also that is really not her. That's just not her eye color canonically. No matter how good it actually looks.
Yeah. I also have a purple eyes, so because they're far easier on me. But yeah.
Way better than last year's party.
Bleh.
What is she doing?
And one of my favorite J deliveries as well.
And what is she wearing too? She looks like a knockoff Barbie, and she looks like she came out of garbage, and she looks like she wants a dumpster dive.
I think for that was an ad lib, obviously. I think for that part, Natasha just wanted to like do some random ad lib of some kind, and there wasn't like anything prompting that in the script, which is why it's not in the remake because Emily didn't record for it.
I really wanted that in the remake, though. I tried really hard to get into the remake.
Yeah, so she was like, she was just riffing on top of her head, and it already seemed like appropriately dumb for Kylie, which is what was why I kept it in, but also that's why the gears were there.
That's
A
so
true
mean.
Patrick Star moments. Hey, look, I created it. I know what's going on.
We love Kylie. Kylie gives dumb blonde energy, and I love it.
I know how much light's behind those purple eyes. Okay, not much. Okay, that was the goal, apparently. Yeah, so there we go. And we didn't know other types of love existed. I mean, to be fair, Jake is the only character that Yuri can really interact with, aside from Fluffy, which doesn't even much of an option in terms of the field of romance. So
I don't know. I mean, Fluffy did have a human head, so
that makes it.
I don't know. Was Fluffy just a human head sewed on a cat's body? Who knows?
Wasn't there like one character in like Fullmetal Alchemist or something that got turned into a dog?
Oh yeah, Nina. We love Nina. She got
wasn't that a famously horrifying scene?
Oh, it was horrifying. It was great.
Yeah. Okay.
Boys in those long skirts, even in the summer, yuck.
Damn.
Information.
Oh, so you just show up in whatever convenient for you. Put in some effort next time.
Okay, real quick about Pop's outfit.
I forgot about the last bit.
We love the bleh. Anyways, the thing about Pop's outfit here is like that shirt was fixed in the remake because the original shirt she has in this episode has no sleeves and like sleeves are tacked on. And then you end up making it
ripped off.
Then it looks like she just ripped her armpit. The fabric is like, yes, look at my armpit. It's like, why did you do this to yourself?
It's party time. Roll with it. We don't have time.
Also, one thing I just realized about her remake design that I actually missed out on is like she doesn't have the bracelets that she does in this. So, oops. Oh well.
The couch is huge.
It is pretty big couch.
After we critiqued it for being too short. Yeah, well, this was my way of adding that commentary back in of like I already acknowledge the fact that like the people who can actually it was actually Jay who complained about that about the long skirts. I was like, well, I'm gonna outline it right here. In case there's any other doubts. Here we go.
I have no choice.
Anyone was still on the fence.
Yes. Go on.
Oh, come on. Here is not the place.
And why not, Marwick?
Because what would my family think? You know what my grandmother is like.
Where is that boy? He better not be.
The OG Granny Marwick.
Yes, yeah.
Voiced by Natasha at this time.
Period. Yeah. So Shy's delivery there was not meant to be like so confrontational because he's just trying to come up with an excuse in the moment. His grandmother is very particular, let's say, and that's again the reason that she exists is to be particular and to like fuel Morwenna's there's like like sense of like not being like adequate.
We love
that was like the whole ethos of like her being inadequate because of who she is, and
I'm just saying, Granny Marwick. I mean, spin-off. God, let's give her a spin-off mini movie. It'll be awesome. You see, I'll write it. It'll be awesome. You see, it's gonna be a flashback story about Granny Marwick's adventures at a convention when she's older and realizing that she's not with the youngins, but she's gonna try anyways to win the cosplay contest or something. I don't know. It'll be awesome.
Sounds like a mini-series at best.
Well, it'll be awesome. We'll make it a mini-series. It'll be super fun and cool, and I'll write it and then I'll edit it and yes. Listen, I'm excited, okay? Granny Marwick.
Oh, yeah, sure. How original, yeah.
Hey, I love spin-offs, okay? I'll make 1 million spin-offs. It's cool.
Yeah. Fun fact: another character whose appearances I scaled back in season 1 as what was Mrs. Dysart, but not for the reason I did for Marwick. Marwick was for narrative reasons. Mrs. Dysart was both for popularity reasons because at the time, people were well, not everyone, but enough people hated her. Was like, okay, I'm gonna shelf the character for a bit when we focus on either summer or like another thing. What I'll do, like show that particular class, whatever needs to be done.
And then
I almost introduced another teacher, but yeah, I brought her back because then people started to miss her. I was like, "Where's Mrs. Nice?" I was like, "What do you want from me? I tried here.
I hate her, but we love her now." It's like, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Eventually. God, okay. Oh God, the hard cut. The hard cut.
Yeah, this is one step below fading to black.
Here I am, Granny. I'd like you to meet my new friend.
Also, they're kind of like floating a little bit. They're kind of weirdly placed. Like Marwick, especially if you look right now, he's very weirdly placed right now.
I don't think it's that bad because like you can say that like the leg of the table actually goes out further than the glass does. It would be weird, but it's technically possible. But yeah, probably should have put them further forward anyway.
Isn't she a cutie? Nice cosplay too. Actually, it isn't cosplay, it's
just an accessory. You know how these things are.
Whatever. I was in Yamato-kan in 1983, don't you know?
Don't you know?
Granny, you've told me.
But your friend here doesn't know the story. And since she's into cosplay, what?
I forgot that's how I used to do close-ups before I learned about the rule of thirds. Just heads like further down the screen. Hello everyone.
Tomatoes, banana.
Tomatoes,
bananas.
tomatoes.
That was a lost reference. Natasha never heard tomato before, so wasn't able to replicate it, even when I tried to direct her to do so. But anyway.
Well, now we have the remake.
What happened to this VA for Granny Marwick?
Oh, this is Natasha. She voiced Morwenna.
Dysart.
She voiced a lot of characters.
Well, yeah, but I had a yeah, she voiced like 4. Yeah. I had a falling out with Jay in like early 2020.
And then we also lost
a really bad like
Natasha.
directing session. Yeah, but because like out of the blue, Jay just messaged me and said like, "Hey, me and Nat quit Mutant Girl," and then blocked me, so I couldn't respond for a while. Then later on would unblock me and like actually talk about that, and also I talked with Natasha, who hadn't blocked me because I was like, "Did you know this was going on?" Turns out she didn't. That was just Jay deciding, for the pair of them. But then she did say that was like a thing that she wanted to do, with her brother. So it was like, it was like a fun thing that they did together. So it wouldn't be the same. So that's why then she properly left the series. And I ran auditions.
And now Nova voices Morwenna.
That is true.
The phrase.
That was also the time that we got Miller as Pop, we got Monet as Empress. I think Babyyyyyy was supposed to Mrs. Dysart for like an episode, but then that was
yeah. BB as Mrs. Dysart for one episode. We couldn't understand what she was saying. She had to have subtitles. We had to add subtitles because we didn't know what she was saying.
Yeah. Nova did not voice Moana in the remake. That was Vicky on Venus, who is the backup for Moana currently.
Yeah.
If that's right.
Of course. I can show you the balcony if you'd like.
I'll find it.
Oh, the balcony scene. Well, not the balcony. The balcony is different in this because it's the school roof. So dumb.
What's why?
Well, there was no other thing that would make sense for a balcony here.
Yeah, when Yamato-kan was a thing.
Actually, by then I was 56, but that's not the point. Go after already, you young man.
How old is Granny Marwick in this?
I mean, you can do the calculations. She was 56 in 1983.
Okay, but like what is she, like 80? How old is she? Dang, she old. She doesn't look that old.
Well, there you go. She's well preserved. But yeah, here we go. So this was meant to be
Oh
the
no,
the
the
monochrome
insane
Oh yeah,
background.
we love the balcony, aka the school roof. No. Oh, okay. Look at Morwenna here. She's about to start singing my R. Just about to go up.
Oh my
there and
god,
sing.
my no!
Yeah.
Put the same face as me. Just as time and time again. She wore a yellow cardigan.
She wore yellow everything. Yeah.
She was dressed like a banana. This 3 ponytail girl is going to jump and be free.
She had cheeks the color of peach, but the rooftop she could not reach. Okay, yeah. So here's the thing about the balcony scene, actually. Well, I know I said that I remembered like the thought process I had at the time and everything. I actually don't know if like the Judas bringing up the balcony scene, saying it was basic, and
Was
then me doing the
foreshadowing
balcony
or
scene
not?
later in the episode was foreshadowing. I don't remember if I intended it that or not.
I don't think so, because even this balcony scene's framing is completely different than the actual Romeo and Juliet balcony scene, because one of them was on the ground, the other wasn't on the ground.
That is true, yeah. But then again, my interpretation of the beach episode was also very clear by this point. So, not like I played by I don't play by your rules, man, says Stan.
Yeah, the beach episode wasn't all about fan service for some reason. Shocking.
Exactly. It's almost like there was like other stuff you could do with a beach episode. Anyway.
Everything all right?
Well, I did also do a beach episode of Fallen Angels, which I didn't do anything fan service related. I did a siren episode about an evil siren trying to kill Alana and Helen being sus.
That is
great.
You said that to me once before. We both know what the reality was then.
I don't like that delivery. I feel like it should have been more sincere. It's like, you said that to me before. We both know what the reality was back then. So like that I feel like that delivery should have been more sincere. That delivery felt more jokey and more like lighthearted than I would say sincere. So
yeah, potentially. Yeah. Then again, that could be like the general like social awkwardness of the character. If people don't know, Ghosty in the chat actually asked me in the last editing stream if Mike was on the spectrum. Because of the way that he like misreads all these cues from Morwenna, even though there's only like a couple of scenes, what he was trying to do really was like stabilize the situation and try to keep like everyone like away from like possibly at least they like harming each other, and in that case he became the person that harmed somebody more than before, because he doesn't know about all the other stuff that Sue was already dealing with before, which is also again a reason that I kept him out of the episodes until after episode 5 until this point. But yeah, to be clear, if you think Mom is on the spectrum, I'm not going to say that's necessarily an inaccurate thing. But like, I that was not the intention for me, because I've never intentionally written a character to be on the spectrum before, because I know that's like a very slippery slope.
Oh no, that like when people intend to write it, sometimes it's just like, oh god, you're just coming off as offensive.
Yeah,
like
do you remember that one? Do you remember that one like autistic princess in the in that one Gacha series that we watched?
I don't know if I was there for that one actually.
Oh, fair enough then. Yeah.
She wore a yellow cardigan.
Yeah, well there you go. We've already established that, but yes.
Are you embarrassed?
What?
Again, the line was meant to be, "Are you embarrassed of me?" But I think that was Natasha's audio that cut off. So that part was Craig not doing his job.
Also, there is one issue with Mark's design in season 1, in my opinion, and it's the fact that his shirt and pants are different pinks. His shirt is like a hot, bright pink, and the bottom and his pants are like a cool magenta style pink. And the problem is like those two pinks don't really mesh well together. Like they're both pink, but they're very different pink vibes. So you probably either should have committed to like a cooler magenta style pink for the top, or you should have committed for the pants to be a hotter, a brighter pink, like a hot pink, like from a design standpoint, because like it's just like two separate pinks clashing. It's like they're very different pinks, very different vibes, pink wise.
Maybe my thought process, of course, was that was that I don't want them to like match, like make them uniform, because that would look like a jumpsuit of some kind. That was not what I was going for. But yeah, that is one thing that probably Pop would have definitely like picked up on, even if Malwick himself didn't, as far as his own fashion goes.
No way. I'm not embarrassed. I'm afraid, okay? I'm afraid of doing the wrong thing. And
well, you did
making
the
you
wrong
feel
thing
un-
this whole episode.
Exactly. Yeah.
You kept doing the wrong thing.
I mean, isn't that kind of relatable in a sense of like, if you keep being afraid of doing the wrong things, you keep messing up while trying to cover up the idea of messing up?
Uncomfortable. I'm afraid of you losing the only friend I've had for years. I'm afraid of you being pushed too far.
The only friends I've had for years. That was a weird line. Basically.
The line reading of this whole like speech, I kind of feel like feels very scripted, like he's reading off a script. Like, yes, like it feels less of giving a passionate speech and giving more of a, okay, my lines are, I feel sad that I may lose the friends I've had for years. Okay, is that good? That's good. Cool. I don't want to do the wrong thing, Morwenna. Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah. I care about you a lot. You are our close friend to me.
Now that I'm with you, I'm in agony.
And not wanting to be my friend anymore.
Let's see. Maybe I'm more.
For me, you are worth all the trouble in the world.
Okay, so two things about that. One is that the more trouble than I'm worth line was in the original script, but again, Natasha's mic cut off before it was supposed to. Secondly, I think that was meant to be a hand on the shoulder situation, but now that I've watched Orange High School Host Club, that's all I can think about.
Oh my god! Oh my god! He's trying to get with her like that. He's grabbing her chin and be like, "Hello, Morwenna May."
Being Duncan Mullock from Clemai. Oh my.
Hey, listen, Anna. I know you're gonna wake up. It's okay, Anna. Wake up for me. I know you're asleep, but it's time to wake up.
Ew.
Hey, I'm crazy, not creepy. Okay, God. God,
Quasi, I know for sure if he said that exact line in a different voice, you would have been all over that.
Do it.
Go on.
What voice? Hey, I know you're asleep. It's time to wake up. You gotta wake up. Here's Johnny.
I know that you're asleep. I see you when you're sleeping. I know when you're awake.
Doing this. Stop doing this to me.
I know when you've been bad or good.
So
be good, for goodness sake.
And Quanti died.
No.
Oh, wow, Jesse did die.
No.
I feel like you coughed up one of your internal organs or something on that one. Well, my goodness.
No one. I mean it.
Oh.
Well, since you're here, let's go have some fun. Is this
Okay, and in the remake, there's a bit more of a pause there. It's like, I mean it. Oh.
Yeah.
And there's a bit more of a pause there. There isn't much of a pause here. It's kind of just like, oh. Anyways, let's go to the party now. It's like, okay, I guess we're moving on fast.
Yeah. Also, they've met now, so confirmed they do get along. But yeah, that was the reason I thought that. Yeah. Nathaniel pickup lines. Who was I voicing? Oh, that was Shigaraki.
Don't say it. Don't say it to everyone. They're gonna know.
I mean, if I did this as Nathaniel, it wouldn't really work the same way. It's like, hey, I see you when you're sleeping. Hello there.
God, Nathaniel, are you watching Hera while she sleeps again?
how else am I supposed to train to be Santa Claus?
But I don't think Hera will appreciate it. You know, last time she woke up in the middle of the night and almost choked you to death.
That is true, but then I dropped the gift that I actually had, and she saw it on the ground and was like, "Oh yeah, that was that was the reason." Almost hit me in the head as well. Actually, I was holding it above me. Then I just like fully, yeah. That was not a good moment. Yeah, no, that was almost a smash, but literally, yeah, exactly. Yeah, learn from that mistake.
Party or what?
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, and that was one moment of Gacha life being yeah. Back when I was still able to use the existing backgrounds because they still were a thing.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
It sure is one.
Like the reason that these episodes are all green screen now is not because it's not
There
because
aren't a lot of
I think
backgrounds
that's
on
better.
Gacha
It's
Life
because the backgrounds that I've been using for continuity reasons in the series no longer align. Also, yeah, I hear an echo too. I think it's Quasi.
Oh,
Cheating
wait.
cards?
Okay,
Oh,
so
no,
with,
I can't
with this scene, we're missing a handful of characters such as Genevra, Kylie, Terry. Pop eventually pops in the scene near the end. But one of the things with I did with the remake is I put everybody who has been in the episode was in the scene. I shoved everyone in here.
Yeah. And then I put mouths on them. Yeah. Also, Bob is an elf.
These, but thanks, all the same. Now,
Oh, okay.
this one
Presents are
is
gone.
from
All right.
Bob.
Then stick around. Okay, fair enough. Bye. Bye then.
Believe me, it was my pleasure.
Ah, loud.
Yeah, it wasn't much of a fade at that point.
That was
also Roxy at the end there.
That was our original. Hey. The remake. I did notice a few flaws when watching it, but like I feel like the remake definitely improved on a lot of stuff. Like especially the Marwick and Morwenna balcony scene. Like I think the balcony scene in the remake is 10 times better execution wise than in this.
Oh, by the way, this is actually this is an unofficial Jacob design because this was based on this
Jay made it.
Yes, Jay made this one, and it was based on a Gacha design of me that was made without my permission or approval, which is why when I made my own one, that was the only official one that I ever used from that point onwards. It's like I don't want to be a cat necessarily, because I mean I want something that will look like me, not because I didn't think being a cat would be fun. Because I mean,
obviously being a cat is fine. I understand.
But yeah, like I want to be me basically, rather than do what every other Gacha tuber did and like make myself a hybrid that I would later, grow to regrets. Yeah.
But a cat.
Mm-hmm.
We could have been a cat.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, there you go. Who knows? Perhaps if Fred becomes a VTuber, then I'll be a cat. There you go.
Yeah, so I can't wait for VTuber Fred eventually.
Mm-hmm. Hashtag bring back the cat. Yeah. For those who don't know, that was something that Ghosty mentioned that she was thinking about using Neko Neptuna as a concept.
By the way, I updated the playlist for you, Jacob.
Wait. Oh, that's right, because you have manager roles. Okay,
yes.
Fair enough. Thank you.
I'm using my god powers.
That's one thing for me to do later. I still got to add the credits and everything, but
How come the episode doesn't have a title? It's just the Mutant Girl Episode 7 remake.
Because I was literally posting it with the intention of it getting out before midnight, even though I pressed the publish button exactly at midnight. It's in Spanish time, which is the most gut-wrenching thing I experienced the whole week.
It came out the right day for everyone else, so
Yeah, it came out the right. If I'd been in the UK, it would also come out the right day. Yeah.
What was the episode called? Mark's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Was it called Mark's birthday?
Well, we never changed the title of this one.
Yeah, no.
I
What
think
was
the
the
only
original episode called? What was the
No,
original
this one was called Marvik's Birthday. Yes.
It's called Marvik's Birthday. Cool. I'm also gonna do the title for you.
Okay, thank you. This is the first time that that a remake has had the same title as the original video since episode 1. Because it was either a fusion or me yelling beach episode in the title.
Whoa.
And now I'm gonna add tags. The mutant goal. Gotcha.
All right. While you do that, let's break down the remake, shall we? Because you know there's also plenty to say about that one. All right, let me just make sure I've got the right file. Here we go.
I'm on the mutant.
Oh yeah, if we make this into by the way, if I render it again, like a 4K fixed version, I'll probably make that the members only one, just because so it doesn't interfere with this one. If we decide, okay, you know what, it's worth foregoing these things. At some point you're gonna let go, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Okay. Well,
last time on the Mutant Girl.
Wow, this place has seen better days.
Enjoy your freedom, guys. It's the last we're going to get for a while.
I asked
yeah, no play.
to do this so we can catch up. I want to know what's going on in your life.
The only one that got away scot-free was Marwick.
It's only...
Oh yeah, I didn't show the original last time in this case, but I've added a few extra scenes, and I also reordered them. So this is not the order they happened in the episode, but it was like, back and forth of like, okay, these are different things, to incentivize people to go and check out episode 6, which I still would do, because episode 6, when it originally came out, was my favorite episode that I worked on, and honestly, probably the remake is, I think, still the case.
I don't know. I mean, my favorite, honestly, my favorite remake is between either episode 1's remake or episode 4 and 5. Like, I quite like that one a lot.
Okay, fair enough.
Right, that we give him a little farewell present.
Your voice of Moena's brother's very manufacturer's line delivery. That is a VA by the name of Matt Adams. I don't think you'll have met him actually. He only pops around to voice Sebastian, then dips again. Also got a YouTube channel, so he's busy, doing his own thing. Kind of like Mops in a sense. Cardi is so precious and... Why does everyone like simping for Cardi today? I don't know why is this happening. Anyway.
What do you guys think of a watch?
Be careful when you go back to school.
That was the original last line of the last time.
She probably want revenge on you somehow.
Get your best party outfits
Oh no,
ready.
was this?
We have a freak show to attend.
Yeah, another time with the microphone cut out. Jay and Natasha recorded with the same microphone, so they have the exact same audio as each other. Okay, you just see the intro because you've obviously already seen that. You know that there's changes, but obviously I have to point out this because Mrs. Dice was not in the episode, so I replaced her with a character that I thought would make sense. And then, of course, replaced, there's Emily, also in with VA. Pause this. Yeah, by the way, people keep asking me, like, why I keep this in. This is from the original musical music video from 2018, before the show was even a thing. This is my way of connecting back to the original. Or I went not back to the original, back to the show's beginnings, basically. What happened to her? I think she just became busy and decided to quit. It wasn't like a huge life turn moment. I think really, it's more of a case of different priorities now. It wasn't particularly exciting in that case. There was no falling out this time. Also, yes, that was an error. They were supposed to have the images there because I have a version without them. I normally update them every year. Didn't have time this year. honestly, there was no like update really, apart from like the different like view counts or something. So it's just a worn out gimmick by that point. So I don't care about that really. This was supposed to have editing credits. I don't know why it doesn't. I definitely wrote them. Wait, does that mean that entire layer has been muted in the thing? Is that gonna? No, yeah, it hasn't. It was just that one thing. Okay. I was about to be like, no, don't tell me everything on that particular like track layer is gone. Please, no. Okay, so pausing immediately. So again, going back to the when I said about an hour ago that you know, my first experience with B-roll were those things inspired by Midori stories, trying to like sync up the music and such. Yeah, this is my first time using the Vegas stock library rather than trying to source different like anime scenery from somewhere else that would, you know, potentially be copyrighted or wouldn't like quite align or something. These ones don't like fully align either, but it's just like a fun like establishing thing, which is why it's a bit of a jump scare for sure. My thought process was, if Sapphire Wings can do it, so can I. Yeah, the J-Codes are like just baked in, yeah. And that truck looks almost somewhat animated, so I kept that. This honestly reminds me a lot of Royale Fairy Academy's early 3D visuals. Got the classic sky shot. This was actually keyframe to go forward, but you can't see it because the clouds are moving back as an optical illusion.
By the way, with this remake, I'm not too big of a fan of like the 3D backgrounds used, and like later on we get like real stock footage.
Oh yeah, I just talked about those like a second ago.
I'm personally not a big fan of those because like animated like stuff from anime taken from anime, that makes sense in this more animated world. But like when you put like real footage in this, it's like, oh, that kind of looks uncanny compared to the rest of the video.
I did look for 2D stock footage, but there weren't any good options basically.
Yeah, honestly, I would have just ditched the stock footage at that point, just not had any. It's like, I just don't think it works, unfortunately. Or I would have just reused clips from the original video. Just strip the clips from the original. I know you did that before.
I don't know. There is one part of this that I used something from the original, but for most cases I plan to not, because I mean if I'm remaking something, I most of the time try to avoid using anything visual from the original, at least.
Yeah, I'm just really not a fan of like the realistic stuff, but I do find it cool how you have Marwick's text here.
Yeah, well, this was actually partly because I wanted something here, but also because in my I reminded myself what a resonant filter was, because I forgot about how to do that after I was inspired by the music we used to attempt it. So I cleared up the windows here to try and do, you know, once again, copy Alfonso Cuarón, because I can't avoid doing that in everything I do now. But that meant that you know, BB's already muffled audio being like, if you can make it, I should be this number. I don't know why she decided to read it like that, but she just did. So it was an already like mumbled line on top of muffled audio on purpose. So it's like, I need to have something on people to read, basically. So there you go. And I also gave Marwick a number, because why not? Recognize a bit of a numerical Easter egg in there for those are deeply versed in the Jacob Butter channel lore.
Oh god.
Proceeds to dial Marwick's
Don't
number.
dial that number. There's nothing there. Well, there may be something there. You're just gonna call a random person. Do not call
No, they won't. Actually, this is something. If you notice, there are like a lot of phone numbers in media that use 555. That's because there are no phone numbers that exist out in the world that start with 555. So any numbers that start with 55 will not go to anyone, and that's why they keep getting used.
Isn't Pop's best friend Marwick?
The very same.
Yeah.
Look, they're all invited too. What do I do? I can't deal with all of them at once.
That's one person was like, what do I do?
Not after presentation day.
So don't go then, easy.
If only.
Wait, you actually want to go?
The thing is, I seldom get invited to anything. I never had many friends before now.
I was gonna ask about that. You and Marwick are friends now?
Yeah, I worked with him on the presentation. He turned out to be...
I do like the fact that like in the remake in the remake versions, this conversation with Pete works a lot better because we've already seen that they've kept conversing after episode 5. Because otherwise, these two go like for basically like 6 episodes without talking to each other. It also doesn't quite work.
really fun to be around.
Oh, wait a minute. You have a crush, don't you?
I don't think so.
Yeah, maybe that's a stretch. After all, the
Blonde-haired girl in blue is Narissa, just the name of an extra.
presentations were before the summer holidays, and haven't had any contact with them since. So.
About that.
I was really considering at one point making like a fake text chat log, basically. I was gonna make a fake text chat log for Moana to show here and Judas to read later. I was gonna show text messages, but again, there just wasn't time. It's one of those things that I said to myself, if there's time by the end of when I want to upload this remake by, I will go back and add those details. I never did.
Prism, come save me. This place is awful. I need help.
You know something. Actually, I think we established last episode of actually where they called him Doc in prison because he was a smart scientist.
Yeah,
that was unintentional foreshadowing. The mutant girl being as old as it is kind of like the Gacha version of The Simpsons, which just predicts a few things that happen in our lives specifically.
You guys,
please save me, please.
Seriously? Lower your voice, please.
Does Pop know?
Obviously not, hence I'm still alive.
Okay, I've changed my mind.
There isn't the whole thing. You text? Who texts?
No. even I think we I think we teased her a lot about that, so she just did not. Or if she did remember to do so, which probably not. She's not used to ad-libbing anymore.
Are you sure?
Completely. This is more serious than I thought.
All those Christmas. Yeah.
You're no help. I'm going to get a second opinion.
No way.
Are you guys sure?
Yes.
I mean...
And they both got the yeses! The joke finally works! Yay! Okay. So, this is the scene that I recorded the visuals for. And oh my, this one was a doozy.
It looks like a doozy. Like I watched the scenes, like this is impressive, but also I wouldn't wish edit this like amount of pose changes and detail and stuff on my worst enemy. Okay, listen, I'm just like it's not even the world's most detailed gacha, but I as someone who's played Gacha Life 2, I can tell you. Even just the stuff I did took a while. I imagine this took like an extra few days, especially if characters being recorded individually too.
Yeah, most of the recordings of these characters I actually did again on a separate computer, 2 computers for this episode. But while I was,
and Julius was a pain for you
work,
because
basically.
You had to like mess with him. Kiefer, you had to mask him.
I had to mask him. So what I did for Judas actually is I masked him first, and then I keyframed him first. Then I used like Bezier masking. I was going to use AI for this because I thought there was an AI tool that could mask for me in Vegas. That's part of what they promised. Turns out that was not the case. I also found out my Vegas license had expired, so I renewed it because of that. So that was a blessing in disguise. Now I've gone back to the permanent license rather than the subscription one, which is much better. The AI did not work out. It worked for a frame and then never again. So yeah, it was, so I had to go back to the old method. You'll also notice again talking about Morwena's her tail isn't as bright blue as it was before, but it was definitely a much darker blue. So I also shaded more. I also masked Mowena's tail whenever that was on screen. Spikes and all. So that was another thing. Raina was fine. Raina was just it was smooth sailings.
He was able to have helped with the presentation, but how do we know this isn't just a gesture by his mom or something? Like,
I like that slight nod that Judas does. It's like, oh yeah, I'm acknowledging you.
ooh, invite that nice girl as well. She's new, right? She can use the social activity.
No, it's not.
I love Shorty's voice acting in this episode. Like, I think she kills Azarina in this episode.
Yeah, like it is like it is impressive. Like again, you know, obviously 6 years have passed, nearly 6 years because it was a September versus March. But yeah, nearly 6 years have passed. 5 technically because she actually recorded this like last year along with episode 5 lines by accident. So there's episode 6 lines by accident. But yeah, like either way, just shows the benefit of experience, and also, you know, like the increase in confidence that came around the same time as the Tainted Bad Boy reviews. Weirdly enough, like that vast like departure from, you know, previously, and then going, I just like getting more confident on camera in general. Really fantastic, yeah.
Yeah, she's really good.
Oh, really? Let's.
Also, yeah, on the phone. We didn't get the on the phone. That was an Natasha-ism.
On the phone.
But what we did get was that it was a phone that was trying to match the bright blue of the original, which of course also got green screened and also required masking.
See.
Whenever this was moving. So yeah, another thing about this as well. The pose is here. You see, like Judas like holding up like the phone like aloft here. That's the original vision of like, okay, keeping it out of reach at least. This is something that I do quite frequently actually. So on the Mutant Girls server, Bon actually posted like a long time ago custom poses for like walking cycles in Gacha Life 2, kind of in my response to like the video talking about like walking cycles in Gacha Life 2 that I made when it came out. So yeah, this is like a version of the 12 frame one, but each of the 12 frames has been altered in some way. I've done this before. I did it also with Mowena running actually, with her like hand outstretched. That's also adapted. So basically, I use Bond's posing as a baseline for any like walking / running cycles from this point onwards, and then a lot of other stuff actually was from a document that you know, copied, pasted like all the Gacha Club poses into Gacha Life 2. Give or take a few custom ones because, yeah. I knew I saw my walks. Like, yeah, exactly. I'm really happy that you did that. Yeah, I know every frame of walk cycle off by heart. Yeah, there you go. So there's some beats taken from tweening, particularly. Look at Juice's legs. that is true.
That's because it's paused. To be fair, like when you see it in motion, it's a lot less. You know,
yeah, but also just because of the way that the lining of the legs doesn't quite match up with like the trousers, so you can't really like, you know, they don't move in that proper fashion. It's it always looks kind of awkward there. Well, more cycles. I mean,
oh yeah, 100%. I mean, if you're willing to, of course.
If you have them, once you do the credits for this episode, you're getting one again because I did that last year. When you go 2 cycles of smooth like particles by tweeting, but yeah, like that. Another reason why I use them also because
that's why they're so nice, because you know the cycle's like oof, crisp movement.
Yeah, I know that earlier on you were complaining about them.
Oh yeah. No, I don't like to use them too often on the basis that it's 12 frames that I gotta edit, and it's a lot more of a pain in the butt than.
They've become my default because I was copy pasting them anyway. So, oh yeah, I guess that's a good point because we have 2 different methods. I think you actually create like a walking cycle, like a walking.
I create a walking cycle in another editing software,
and then background remove, and then like put that in. Yeah, what I do is I just directly keyframe and copy paste and like extend.
Yeah,
that's probably why it's easy.
Like I can't really do that as easily because you have a way where you can move a whole layer. I don't have that ability to move a whole layer, unfortunately. Like that's why I think your editing software is pretty cool. Like you actually can move whole layers. I can't.
Yeah, like it has its disadvantages, like chroma key. But
oh yeah, no, your
yeah.
chroma key is way more messed up than mine. My chroma key
Yeah.
works most of the time. Yours
Overall,
is very hit or miss.
Yes. Overall, I think I think yeah, Vegas is definitely the way to go. That's why I've stuck with it, even though like the industry standards moved away from it more in favor of like DaVinci Resolve and Premiere Pro and stuff like that. It's like I mean yeah, I get that, but I've I've invested far too much time and quite frankly money into Vegas. I'm not quitting now.
Soft what light through yonder phone screen breaks.
And this part
I do quite like this part. Like this part is so fun.
Yeah, this was inspired by the Guardians. Like I said earlier in the premiere.
Prism, you inspired Jacob.
Yeah, because like one of our favorite parts is really like the the bits where they go like really abstract. And I was planning at one point again. More details I would have added would be like the text messages here, and also Morwenna's like embarrassed face, which is sort of it's a family thing as well. But many of the Guardians was like like show like her reaction basically in the corner like a chibi head, which essentially it is because it's all chibi. So that was the idea, but again, that was the thing was like if I have time, I will come back to it, and I didn't. So here we go. Yeah. We all to this episode. Yes, you did. Like that's why I value the flow of like creativity from the Gacha community. To quote Gabby Hanna, I'm so proud of this community.
God.
There's a text, and Morwenna is the sender.
Morwenna. Last time in the Mutant girl.
Don't worry about it. I will go back. Yeah, I know where. Yeah, I couldn't get him to record Morwenna. I got him to record a different line that's coming up later.
Oh, we love Morwenna.
See how she leans her phone upon.
I love these eyes. Is all you chose.
Yeah. So this was my solution to Phantom not using the falsetto to distinguish when he was speaking as Marwick and was speaking as Morwenna. That's where it's like, okay, give him like bigger eyelashes because as girl, and also turn his body around so he's facing the opposite direction. It's like I'm talking as one person, I'm talking as another person. That was. I mean, you
did do that in the original too. You did have him flip around to like represent who he's talking for.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah,
that was a thing in the original.
Oh, that I were a word upon that screen, that I may touch that cheek. What is this? How to flirt in the 1600s?
It's a
oh God, his ties over his arms. His ties over his arm.
Yeah, I think that was just Gacha 2. That's like 2 layering. That wasn't masking issues.
Yeah.
We like poking fun at classic texts.
Oh yeah, that's the balcony scene, right?
Yep, that was the line I got him to re-record because he said before that balcony stuff, right? I don't know why he thought that was the line.
That balcony stuff, we love that balcony stuff. Oh, yeah. I swear.
Yeah, so you got to wonder if like people are confused by the context boundaries, but maybe I don't know. Some voice actors just like, okay, well, I don't know I'm not the director, so I don't know the context, so I'm just going to trust basically.
This makes no sense normally, but I'm just going to assume it makes sense in context.
Yeah, which I get from a professional standpoint, but also part of that is also.
I like it when VA find my broken grammar and broken English and broken sentences, and then we'll actually correct it. I'm just like, yeah.
This is like that. Like that is like with when it comes to Treat Pop's lines, I kind of do both. I read them as they are, but then I also read them as I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be because they're just missing words. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Also, yeah, this is what I was saying before. This is like I remember like most things about my thought process behind these videos. I genuinely don't remember if I intended for that to be the case or not. I love that it's in here, and I would love to take credit for it, but I can't like 100% say for certain that was the plan. Unfortunately.
I feel like it would have been a lot more obvious if you were going for if that was what you were going for. I don't know.
There is a chance I would have had a line of something like, "How's that for a balcony scene between the pair of them?" Like
Yeah, I feel like there just would have been something a lot more, like some obvious aspect being like, "Oh yeah, that thing earlier in the episode, it was technically foreshadowing." Ooh. There'd be some
Maybe.
indicator. I feel like if
Yeah.
it was intentional. But hey,
Foreshadowing is foreshadowing.
unintentional foreshadowing is still good, though, to be fair. Whether
Yeah.
or not
If-
something's
if it-
intentional, you know, if it works for foreshadowing, it does.
If you ever make another Everything Wrong with the Mutant go, unintentional foreshadowing has got to be one of the counter sins.
Basic. Got anything more obscure?
Oh, also, look at the way that he's holding the phone right now. That's edited. His thumb over the top there, that was edited because I didn't know how to like change the prop layering in Gacha Life 2. Bon actually corrected this later when I did it in an editing stream. Again, flow of information. But by that point, I had already taken the screenshots. I actually put him on a white background because they used to edit in Fire Alpaca and then duplicated it and then
Honestly, for Julius, like, since you're just doing screenshots of GL2, just like do everything in Fire Alpaca with Julius. Like, take screenshots and then just edit in Fire Alpaca instead of having the masking madness you did.
No, the issue with that is like I said this in the video when you suggested that, that would have involved, instead of me going, one image at a time, one frame at a time, going through these things, I would instead be going one frame at a time through these things. Like it would ultimately amount to the same effort because it also the time needed to like save all those images as well and like make sure they're in the correct order would be basically identical to if I had just done the masking in the first place.
I don't know. I feel like
Which
the
can be
masking is
copy-pasted.
more annoying
Keyframes.
though. I feel like the mask can be more annoying because like it sounds.
I don't know. I
like-
don't know. When I'm not on a time crunch, I actually find masking to be like quite a relaxing process. Like when I'm not rushing myself.
Like
and-
I have
Yeah.
practice with masking like just casually, and I get stressed. Like I actually get stressed. I'm like, oh my god, I hate this. Like I was like of this episode, I remember masking around Kylie's eyes in one of the earlier edits. I'm like, oh, let's get Kylie's eyes to be masked, so Jacob doesn't have to worry about it. And then I got really stressed and freaked out, and it kept failing, and it kept going wrong, and then to a point where I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing this right now. It's annoying. I'm moving on.
That's the reason I requested Kylie's head in the Discord because I was gonna use like those eyes and like size that accordingly in the background, so I could use I could have a severed head behind her in the track layers.
Like it's rather annoying.
Alana and Fallen Angels are mastered in my animations of her. Yeah. It probably just depends on the person, to be honest. Like I'm so used to dealing with like minute keyframes that I just became second nature to me once
I don't like minute keyframes. I get really annoyed fast.
Yeah.
If I was like in the past, I would tell myself, hey, do not give Alana green eyes. Like give her like purple eyes or like blue eyes or something else. Give her a different eye color, please, Aiden.
Well,
you're gonna
I would tell 2019 me to change Judas to a different color. Like
give him a red suit,
possibly
instead of a green suit.
Potentially, yeah. That's the fact that Judas had a green suit was the reason that I didn't. I obviously gave myself the blue suit because I knew by that point not to give any characters green suits anymore. So there you go. He's on a purple screen because he's all green all the time, and Monty's on a turquoise screen. Well, see, turquoise is also it also has like a lot of.
Oh yeah, no, it messes with Jacob's green screen. Jacob can't use turquoise.
Yeah, see, this the thing. Like this is all to do with like Vegas's version of chroma key and like the ways needed to circumvent that. Honestly, who knows? Maybe it's worth actually. I did promise that after this video was out that I would look into learning how to tween just to see what that'd be like. But honestly, I think maybe the smart decision would be to see if there is like another editing software out there that I could use for specifically if I've like already keyframed characters in a different context to be like, okay, I could just like put these layers in. But then again, that would also require like a copy paste from like different editing softwares and different keyframes. So I don't know if that would actually work or not. Maybe I just like pose the character in that particular one and like everyone else is in a different one. Maybe. I don't know. I have a field day with that. Referring to the tweening, I assume. your personal students, which you also said before that you were a terrible teacher. But I will put my my brain in your hands.
Your business.
Pop must beware Moena.
Oh, God.
Beware the Thane of Florida.
Moena.
What good would that do? For none of women born shall harm Pop. Pop shall never vanquish B until Center Park, a high empire state, shall come against her. Well, that.
Oh, this was the episode that confirmed they're in Florida, by the way. Actually,
Ah.
Because the line originally is "Beware Macduff, beware the Thane of Fife." There's only one state in the U.S. that begins with F, so I went with Florida. That's the only reason.
Yeah, the Thane of Florida.
Yeah.
There are a couple of
Oh, I forgot to mention as well. This series wasn't intended originally to be set in the U.S. It's only because like nearly all the VAs were American. I thought, yeah, I'll just change the setting.
I mean, honestly, if you said it in the UK, if it was said in the UK, that probably would have worked out better for you from a cultural sense. All the cultural
maybe I would have,
made
yeah,
more
maybe.
sense.
Yeah, also true. I could have given them all uniforms as well, which would also have helped with the green screening.
I mean, I guess, but I personally like the fact that they're not wearing uniforms. I don't know. I find uniforms in series with school settings to kind of be very limiting from a design standpoint. And I mean, it's kind of cool, but also at the same time, it also is a pretty easy way out to designing outfits for them. Because keep in mind,
it can be an easy way out, or it can open options. Because remember that when season 2 came out, and I changed, a lot to with like Moena's designs, and also and even season 3 with her color scheme. Actually, you mentioned the idea of like having iconic designs that would be used for like marketing and such. Have the iconic designs can be the uniforms in different shows, like say Alpha Witch Academy, for example. And yet in Alpha Witch Academy, what I plan to do actually, if I ever go back to that one, is actually they have them in different outfits, outside of school hours, so they can actually experiment with different outfits in question, like show off a bit more of their fashion, basically. But also still retain the iconic designs they would have, because also the uniforms also now to be significant, because like the whole armband thing, but that's a whole other laws thing, whatever. So yeah, honestly, that's probably that would be that was the idea. Like I think uniforms can allow you to do that and explore a bit more and not be stuck, basically. And as I assume in a show with like an actual, TV production budgets and like animators and such, they probably benefit a lot from uniforms. Yeah.
I
that's right.
mean,
Yeah, bye. All right then.
I mean, yeah, but the uniforms would only go so far with this show since they changed schools after season 2. So it's like, yeah, we have iconic uniforms then we gotta switch iconic uniforms.
Yeah, but it also like properly cements the era. Aside from the fact that the backgrounds are all different, because
I don't know. I mean, for me, I consider each seasonal outfit a character wears as a different era. Like you have her season 1, Morwenna has a handful of outfits, but I would say like the default Morwenna season 1 outfit at this point is her episode 1 attire. Like that's probably like one of her most iconic looks from the season. And then you have season 2, which you have like the hoodie and like the new skirt look with the ponytail. And then you have her season 3 look with the orange outfit, which honestly is one of my favorite looks from Morwenna that I really want to keep. I really want to keep her orange outfit for the rest of the season. I quite like that outfit. I don't want to get rid of it after episode 3. I love that outfit.
He's obviously the fact that we discussed changing it, especially because we weren't sure whether or not season 3 was going to be in Gacha Life 2 or not, or feature Gacha Life 2 at all. Whether it'd be good to like bookend that one with Gacha Club because we started it beforehand, or to or to continue what we had but with like extra stuff. Also, what cement it for me is there's a swimming scene in that one, which required Gacha Life 2.
I mean, like the thing with the outfit, the thing of Morwenna's like main outfit in that season is like if you keep like the main cast outfit semi-consistently, you could either have the background characters wear unique stuff, or you could have their outfits change based off where their characters currently, if something big happens with their character. Like Marwick and Pete have something start to happen with their character starting in episode 4. And like that could be a valid excuse to change their outfit. Reina, you could even argue her outfit could theoretically change in episode 4 because
I
something.
mean, we kind of did eventually change Raina's everything based on what happened to her. So
Yeah, but like
the idea does ring true.
But for Morwenna, not much happens in episode 4. Like, not a huge change happens for her personally in episode 4 enough to warrant being like, oh yes, she completely changed her whole outfit. Especially because for me, I like seeing her in orange because we have established orange is her favorite color. We finally established what her favorite color is. And that's great. We actually get to see her in her favorite color for a little bit. And it would kind of suck if after only 3 episodes in her favorite color, we immediately shift to a different color completely. It's like, well, she was in her favorite color for a hot second. But like, oh well, who cares? It's like, it kind of sucks. Because
I mean, now that we've decided to use Gacha Life 2 for the portions in season 3 that we had yet to do by the time we discussed that. Yeah, now there's not really a reason to change the outfits.
Yeah,
really, we're not changing games anymore because we've already technically done that.
Yeah. Also, I like the idea of keeping like the same outfits because like when we switched to season 3 of the Mutant Girl, for the most part, everyone's outfits were transferred over between Gacha Life and Gacha Club. For the most part, obviously, some changes had to be made to compensate for the lack of certain stuff and the way that engine works differently. There had to be some changes to compensate, but they're just some minor changes just for compensation. And like, oh, that skirt doesn't work here. Okay, new skirt. Wow, Morwenna, look, you look great now. Oh, Julius's exact hoodie isn't in this. Okay, Julius is wearing a very similar red hoodie. It's like, cool. Pretend it's the same thing.
That was essentially what happened in Gacha.
Where it's not like the music freaks where we're like, hey, they're wearing completely different outfits now, but they were always wearing these outfits. Trust us. Trust us, bro.
Yeah, again, like in universe, people can change clothes. You don't need to necessarily make an excuse behind it.
Okay, but I like an excuse because I go off anime logic with gacha shows. I go off anime/animated show logic.
Even in anime, especially high school anime, they change their clothes. Again, uniforms as the common example.
Animated show logic. I go off generally animated show logic where everyone has like a defined kind of look. At least for certain eras, storylines, arcs, something that they have something that defines them semi-consistently. And it's kind of nice because then it's like I don't have to like go through 20 different looks, especially with continuity. Like with the remakes, I always have to be like, crap. Morwenna wears this outfit in this episode, not this outfit. For no reason, she just changes clothes completely.
That is only a concern when it comes to prequels, remakes, and thumbnails, all of which were proposed by you, actually.
Yeah, but thumbnails, since you don't do the thumbnails normally, and normally it's Quadzy.
I didn't do the I didn't do the thumbnails back in when season 1 first came out.
You didn't do thumbnails in general.
Well, yeah, well, no. I started doing thumbnails like the year after, so like that's when I would have done them. I think I actually did season 2 episode 1. That one is mine. But yeah, for the most part, it's mostly because like people keep offering them. I'm like, okay, sure, go ahead. I trust your artistic expertise more so than my own. So that's what I'll do that. But then again, people ask me for thumbnail details essentially. So on some level, I'm able to decide like what I want to appear on them, and I have enough understanding to know how to roughly pull that off. But the key there is roughly.
To be fair, you also know quite a few artists now, such as Quadzy and Emily.
That's what I was alluding to. They're the ones that keep
and
offering.
they could do way better stuff than you or me.
That is what I just explained. Correct, Aiden.
Listen, Quadzy, your thumbnails are amazing. I love the thumbnail you did for this episode.
Oh yeah, that was like the first compliment in this stream. Actually,
it's beautiful.
I was Bon actually. Almost a high Quadzy now. Yeah. She knows more about FNAF than I do, Bon. So you're in good hands.
FNAF.
Do you guys ever have a just normal conversation?
Some of the time, we go back and forth depending on what we're feeling on the day.
Wait.
Also, yeah, this is no Disco Box production. The characters change poses based on what's going on because acting is reacting.
Is this an everyday thing now?
First Pete, now you guys? Why is everyone obsessed with my relationship with Marvin
In the
today?
basement.
Well, we did overhear a bit of your chat with Pete, and we love that you said relationship.
You know what I meant. Marvin's just a great guy.
Yeah, it really like cements that now again with her reaction when she
who I
realizes,
laugh
yeah.
with, talk to easily, be comfortable around, and I'm sure his party is going to be a lot of fun, but I just...
This is why I keep doing the poses. You know, it's worth it to see like for the actual, you know, for what it brings.
don't know whether I should go.
Have a nod. Yeah.
You just answered your own.
I better RSVP.
Wait, no.
Definitely.
Yeah, you definitely say it a lot better than Natasha. Hi, Paris RSVP. Ah.
If you two are such good friends, I guess
I guess I get made neutral.
Nature.
Yep.
Back to normal.
Okay, that line was from the original because actually, Shorty misread that line and said, "Now I wish everything were back to normal," which is the direct opposite. Everything is back to normal, and Rain wishes that it weren't back to normal.
Well, that's what. Well, hey, this is the at least we get to read some audio because one of the two VAs from the original are here.
Exactly. So that was that was when I broke my own rule and did use something from the original for that reason. Because also, again, that was recorded like a year ago. There was no way that Shorty was going to show up and even re-record that, honestly.
Yeah.
It's very difficult for Shorty to record anything nowadays.
Speaking of Shorty, I probably do need to work on getting some more lines for like Alana. God.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
I love Shorty as a voice actor, but God, Shorty needs to be around more.
When she delivers, she delivers. It's just she needs to deliver more. Anyway, we're coming up to the scene in the premiere where I had a mild panic moment.
Oh, hey Pete.
Pete.
Yeah,
feel
originally
like
in the script he was supposed to appear here apparently. So
I feel like Pete is a little too large with that walking bit.
This was also not supposed to be.
Oh. Whoa.
Yeah, this part is out of sync. I don't know what happened in this at this stage. I think it was working perfectly fine until I imported like the new version of Terry, and I don't know why that messed everything up because it's a separate layer. But anyway.
Yeah, Terry kind of flickers a lot of this. Oh, pop.
Yeah.
Pop too.
So this is where they all properly appear. Like I synced up Terry position wise the way it was before. So
I love the fact that Pete's now hiding behind lockers and not just staring from a distance.
Yeah. This is part of why I changed the perspective. Yeah, I get it. So basically, yeah. So the idea behind this one, yeah. So Emily didn't send me Terry last night when she sent me everyone else. So Aiden had a replacement Terry basically, and I put that in instead. So that was the point of this originally, but again, it's not. It's being undersold right now because everything that I had even synced up to the music is not synced up to the music anymore.
You know his locker combination?
Of course I do.
Yeah, like that, for example. The reason he disappears here is because originally that keyframe was supposed to be a close-up of Pop, and because that would interfere with things, the idea was that the camera was in front of Terry and therefore removed him. I've been doing that consistently since season 3 started. Wait, no, even before Outwatch Academy did it first time actually, where it was a big crowd shot. That's one of my usual techniques, but yeah, again.
Told me
What
he'd
the
get a
heck?
selfie with me if he told me. Well, that's Danny for you. One desperate
And then he
after
pops
another.
out into existence.
And they were supposed to cut back to this angle here after that point. I genuinely don't know what happened here.
He made it past you once, didn't he?
Yep, as if that would ever
Any
happen.
mouse disappeared for a second. Oh god.
Quiet. We're going to court.
I'm gonna hear the locker
Okay,
opening.
weird enough, this part was actually correct. The part where Pete reacts to Pop opening up closing the locker because I didn't have time to open up the doors. I could do it, but I didn't have time. So I just had Pete react here, basically. Or supposedly, because Aiden sent me a long shot of Pete just standing there. So that's so this is supposed to be him reacting. But yeah, that's why she opens and closes it, and then we see the watch. supposedly.
Oh.
There we go. Kind of. We're split. And it's back again. And then it's just hyperliptic. Okay, no, everything else is shifted. Yeah, no, I honestly might just re-upload this. That is just like worse than the original. Yeah, and I need to reevaluate this one.
And the real cars, which I don't like.
It's still not midnight in the US. Yeah, so yeah. Also, it's at some point, it was to give me a chance to replace the.
I mean, hey, if you want to edit it on stream, we could turn this into a mini editing stream.
I'm just gonna do it afterwards. Again, I wanted something that was similar to the
No, these are real cars. These are real cars, dude.
I never said they weren't. I'm saying I want something similar to the.
Bond said hyper realistic cars. I'm like, no, these
okay,
aren't
yes,
hyper realistic. They are realistic cars. They are real cars.
Okay, great. So yeah, so I wanted something similar to like the B-roll that I was getting from the 2D shots. Because again, driving of cars, cityscape. So what I have here, driving of cars, cityscape. I looked for 2D versions. They didn't work here.
Yeah, I would have just ditched these shots because these shots don't work as well in live action. I just hate it.
Well, here we are. Am I allowed in the house this time?
I brought back her gray car as well.
Let's go then.
Yeah, okay. So this also I have reason to replace because for some reason, even though it is Vegas stock audio, this got the video claimed.
Oh god.
And who might you be?
My name's Morwenna.
Oh, are you a new friend then? I'm Morgan's dad. How curious that he hasn't mentioned you to me.
You mean...
Morgan or Maddie here has had his design slightly updated. Like his hoodie is slightly different because we couldn't recreate the exact hoodie.
Yeah, we tried.
Well, he barely tells me anything these days.
They live in a world of their own, don't they?
They most so.
You see, I changed it so it wouldn't. Well, no, I didn't change it. This was a different person deciding, but like, oh yeah, but it was changed anyway to be like, hi, I'm not gonna do the flirting thing anymore.
Well, they're not touching anymore as well. They're not even making contact in this scene anymore. So,
what? You know what? I don't know.
I mean, if he re-uploads it, he always up Matty's audio.
Yeah, that's true.
Wenna's mum?
Yes, I am. Geneva.
Matty, a pleasure to meet you. Well, I guess you'll want to meet the man of the hour. He's over there, I believe.
Oh yeah, I cut at that point to a close up because I wanted to be clear that he was talking to Morwenna. Again, in Gacha Life 1, like I said before, the complaint that I had was that you couldn't tell whenever anyone was looking. In a lot of these scenes, you can't they also don't move. Like I will say, I know why that like you particularly, Aiden, what they choose not to do that to like change the app. Which, by the way, it helps me with like positioning the mouse because otherwise I have to like make a note of the screenshots and like what angles they're in order to account for that. So I get it on some level. The issue, of course, is that again, it removes like one of the things that was like the Gacha Club and Gacha Life 2 are best at, which is being able to show directly where they are. So basically, the solution I was suggesting from in future would be exactly this: move the irises. Yeah, that's what I would say. That's the best solution to that one.
Oh, also that drawing was changed colors.
Yes. If I had a nickel for every time that I've changed the color of a phone based on how pink it was or wasn't supposed to be, I would have 2 nickels, which is a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Yeah. So Varley's showing Miss Granny Marwick here her TikToks. That is canonically what is happening.
Had some song and dance number there, basically. Yeah. What was I gonna say? Yeah. So yeah, that phone was originally pink because it matched her outfit. But again, pink phones have a very specific connotation and association with like Pop Josephine's gang specifically. Like she got them all to like have uniform pink phones, and Marwick having a pink phone in season 2 still is a symbol that he hasn't quite moved on yet. That was the idea behind that. Because it wouldn't be instantaneous after all. It's like a huge change into his life and everything.
What's his phone color in season 3 though? We haven't shown his phone yet. What color are we gonna make his phone?
No idea. Maybe it should be maybe it should still be pink, but like have like a big moment of like him actually, like or not a big moment, but like a moment of actually like changing it on screen or something.
We also could make it like a very bright hot pink or something, like alter it. Like right now, like it's kind of like a chill, like cold magenta pink. We could also alter the pink a lot.
I wouldn't still have it be pink. That's still a bit too close
What
to
if
home.
it becomes red? I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah. See, this is my thing. You know, I'm very particular about pink phones. Also, the pink to orange conversion, I was actually also very familiar with, thanks to a little location in the spin-off material known as Mange à l'Orange, which was originally a pink restaurant background, but because of the name of it, I changed it to orange in just using the background tint in Gacha Club. That one was easy.
There's Alexis or Alexa. And
we pan over a bit to Malwick. So again, first time we see in the episode, big reveal.
And Morwetta walks up to him, and it's not a weird crossfade. Wow.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes. Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Because I mean, yeah, it's the one that's known as Mongol Orange in the final edits.
Oh God! Listen, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno. No.
Hey.
Oh, hey! You made it.
Okay, real quick. I love Buckasaur as Marwick. G-Man's still my favorite voice actor for Marwick as a whole, but
okay.
Buckasaur right now is probably my second favorite, and I would say like my third is who voiced in season 3 or like parts of season 3 so far. Forget his name. Who took over after G-Man, but after you?
I think his name was Jaden.
Yeah, like Jaden is like a third, I would say, like ranking wise, but like Buckasaur is like my second favorite VA for Marwick so far, and I quite like him in this episode. He's really solid.
The only drawback is that Marwick's puberty came earlier than it was supposed to in canon, but again, you know, time has passed still since we last saw him. It's been 3 months, so yeah, why not?
Thanks for the invite.
You're welcome. I was almost expecting you not to show up.
But Wenna doesn't question it. She's she's into it. She's so more than okay with the change.
What does that mean?
Well, to be fair, Morena's voice kind of changed this episode too, because like we don't have Nova voicing her.
She's a backup. That's excusable.
Not bad, Marwick. Way better than last year's party.
Speaking of voice changes, yeah.
Oh, hello! You're not Milla. What happened to Milla?
Doing here? What is she wearing too?
Oh, we don't have the improv line, which I kind of missed the improv line, where it's like you look like a Barbie in the garbage and
dumpster dive.
Wait, go back. I want to listen to Terry.
Sure. What is she doing here?
She's always in those long skirts. Even in the summer.
For your
Do you have a crush on like Fox Puppeteer's voice?
Yes.
Oh, I mean, fair enough. I mean, he has a nice enough voice.
It's giving like, you know, like Twilight vampire voice basically.
Don't say that.
What you're staring at is the face of a killer.
You're so... You're a bad person. You're a bad person. You just ruined it. You ruined it. No, you ruined it.
Ah, yes, their party outfits. And look! Kylie's eyes are the right color! They're not green! I mean, they're not purple. They are green.
Yeah. Because it's another thing that I masked.
Oh, well, yeah, but you know, shush.
Oh, so you just show up in what's convenient for you. Put in some effort next time.
I have no choice. It's because of my...
Cue biting, another thing that happens as rarely in this case, but it still does.
Yes. Go on.
Ah, come on.
Killer
Here's
Quincy.
not the
By Athmar canon they are kind of.
No! Gosh, the
Depends.
ultimate
Depends.
eyes.
Yeah. Not the ultimate eyes, the emerald eyes, but yes, close enough. Yeah. Terry's eye. Oh wait, no. Sorry, we're talking about. I thought we were talking about Kylie. Sorry, we're going to try about the eyes thing. No,
Nah.
Terry's eyes. Yes, ultimate
No,
eyes.
Terry has to kill. Literally.
Everything about me invites
Oh,
you in.
no.
My voice, my face, even my smell.
You sound like you're trying to like imitate Voldemort or something.
I do not need to seek the boy. Everything about me invites the boy in. My voice, my face, even my smell. Do you understand? How do you live with yourself, Lucius?
Doing the voice. Stop doing it. Stop doing the Voldemort voice, please.
Oh yeah, don't you like No Nose McGee?
No. No. Don't do that again.
The boy who lived. At least the boy shall.
Oh god, okay.
This
All
is
right, well,
horrible. Slashy gap.
Moving on from that.
Why not, Marwick?
Because what would my family think? You
Again, flustered, that's how it's supposed to be, not, angry.
know what my grandmother's like.
He's coming up with excuses, he's trying to defuse the situation, it's not working. Morwenna's always the one getting the short end of the stick.
Where is that boy?
That's the arc.
He better not be avoiding me on his birthday.
Coming, Granny.
Grabs her hand. That cut when I did
Grabs her hand and spins her around. They switch positions.
Yeah, that cut I could have did better with, but basically the idea I was going for was like he kind of just grabs her hand, it's like, oh, let's go.
Yeah,
that was kind of what I was going for. It didn't work as well as it could have, but you know.
Which, by the way, the implication in the original balcony scene is they actually walk off holding hands. That's why they're so close originally, but it didn't. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that part. Oops.
Here I am, Granny.
Also, they walk on screen, unlike in the original, where they kind of just fade to talk
jump
to
cuts.
Grandma.
Yes. Essentially, any time that there was an awkward jump cut in the original episode, they walk in this one.
Also, there are balloons in the background. I know it's like a small detail, but in a bunch of the backgrounds, I put these pink balloons, and I find them cute, and I just threw them in the background of a lot of these shots. Like, oh look, it's his birthday technically, so pink balloons everywhere. You get a pink balloon, you get a pink balloon, and you get a pink balloon. Everyone gets a pink balloon.
That's my mic glitch. True to the original then.
Oh, isn't she a cutie? And nice cosplay too.
Actually, it isn't a cosplay. It's
just an accessory. You know how these things are.
Whatever. I was at YamadaCon in 1983. Don't you know?
Yes, Granny, you've told me.
But your friend here doesn't know the story, and since she's
It's a glitched audio.
Oh god, is this going out of sync as well? I really
I
hope
don't
this
think
is just. I really hope this is just the stream out again does that sometimes.
again, it's not cosplay.
Tomatoes, bananas.
Okay, it's back. Yeah.
That's not the phrase.
I'm just
And yeah, tomatoes, bananas was properly delivered again.
gonna get some air if that's all right.
Of course. I can show you the balcony if you like.
I'll find it.
Run, Morwenna, run!
What? Why?
I was young once, you know.
Yeah, when YamadaCon was the thing.
Actually, by then I was 56, but that's not the point. Go after her already.
Run, Marwick, run! Oh god, the realistic footage.
Everyone's cycle. Yeah.
Oh, I sent him this music. I sent him this background music, guys. Out of
That's
my
true.
collection
I was
for
looking
Fallen
for.
Angels.
I was looking for something to transition it over, and here we go. I said something that could be both uplifting and melancholic, and yeah, this fit the bill.
Everything alright?
Like you care.
You've said that to me
It's fun when they're on like that. Yeah. Yeah.
once before. We both know what the reality was then.
Well, Well, I'm not so sure. I just don't get you, Marwick. You talk to me all the time, but never mention me to your family. You invite me here along with the worst bullies I've ever come across. And you won't even let me explain who I am to people.
Also, I love the fact that her eyebrows shift a lot during the scene. Like, it's kind of subtle because, like, it's like I'll shift it, like, every once in a while I'll shift it, like, 2 to 3 degrees. But it'll be, like, just something small where you kind of, like, notice a slightly sadder expression or a slightly angrier expression based off how she's saying the line and stuff. And, like, Marwick the same. With Marwick reacting to this, like, he'll get slightly sadder, being like, oh. You know, it's like,
Most of our facial expressions from the moment that Quadzi complained about the visuals in the series, were very eyebrow based until Gacha Life 2, where again, we have options with, like the size of eyes. I've been playing a lot with that, with eye position and size as well. You notice that in the other scene.
Yeah.
Yes. The sky. The
moving.
sky. I'm so I guess noticed that. I did that last year as well, but I don't think anyone commented on it in that one. But yeah, there were a couple there. But yeah, most of the time, whenever I was starting to see like the sky particularly change. Apart from there was obviously the final scene with Moen and Sebastian. The penultimate scene, that was a composite background, so of course the sky moved. But yeah, like I've been masking out the sky in backgrounds for this reason as well. Yeah. The cars were made too fast. Yeah, I slowed down the footage. That's also Vegas stock footage in the background there. But yeah, the clouds particularly, yeah, I tried to slow it down as much as I could without them glitching.
Hey, I'm not embarrassed.
So, question: Are you gonna re-upload? Are you gonna re-upload it? I guess with it.
I probably will because I probably will because like scene 3 is basically unwatchable if I don't.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm afraid of doing.
I love the fact that it made Marwick turn away for that one line for a second.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite like minor things. I've been like, oh, I'm gonna have him turn away for this one line or like one part of the line. It's like, oh.
Also at this point, I decided to just make like most of this one shot, not everything, but most of it.
You feel uncomfortable. I'm afraid of losing the only friends I've had for years, and I'm.
Do like a tracking shot in Gacha is almost redundant because of the nature of what it is and how people have been using it for years.
Yeah.
But yeah, it makes a difference when you're used to jump cuts.
Also, I really do think Pakazor here actually properly sells this speech a lot better than the original VA.
I'm gonna say the same thing for Vicky here actually. Well, partly because Natasha's microphone cut out is somewhat unfair, but
yeah,
even so, like again, she's at least committed to the idea because again, like anything that would.
I definitely think this conversation is sold a lot better in the remake than the original. Like this whole scene.
Absolutely, yeah. Like if I could have claimed like any other scene to edit in the time that we were given, it would have been this one because I honestly really wanted to refine what I did originally because I wasn't super happy with how it turned out based on like how important it was, and I just loved the way the scene was that I wrote the scene originally. But yeah, and the way that it worked out here, definitely also really enjoy.
You being pushed too far and not wanting to be my friend anymore.
I see. Maybe I'm more trouble than I'm worth.
For me,
Pat.
Yeah, Pat. I also had said footsteps to imply that he's not teleporting there.
Yeah, he's not teleporting. Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
By the way, Vegas stock audio, very good place to find footsteps actually, because they say like what kind of souls they have, what kind of surface they're on. Really helpful.
Trouble in the world.
Go on. Who wrote that line then?
Dude, check this out! What? Oh, young love. Indeed, it is adorable.
No one. I mean it.
Oh.
The blushing. Oh, I love this pause here. The original doesn't have as much as a pause, but this one has a bit more pause.
No, I would have. The reason is because she's realizing right then that he was like being genuine and not like super active. It's like, okay, I'm pressing that right now. So it was like a very like sudden response from her because she was like, this is the first time that she's really like had like anyone be like this like open and genuine to her and honestly romantic to her at all. So it all processes very quickly and all at once. basically any time that someone like makes Quincy flustered, but just for the first time.
I love the blushing here, and this is one thing about Mutant Girl history that is kind of interesting though, because like Monet like kind of pointed out how Marwick's blushing when you go back to like season 1 and early season 2 probably shouldn't be bright pink.
Yeah.
So that was eventually adjusted to be more of a brownish blush. So yeah, so that
remake.
you know
remake
that's a thing about Mutant Girl history. If you guys didn't know, that's why Marwick stopped blushing red and actually blushes brown now.
Yeah, and the same goes for Empress. It was pointed out for Empress, I think, but then we also applied to Marwick.
Have some fun.
And probably eventually Kylie, but we haven't really had a blushing moment for Kylie, or many blushing moments for Kylie. I think
Season
there's like
2, there was one.
There was like a single blushing moment for Kylie so far.
Yeah.
There wasn't many.
I'd like that. And Marwick,
Yeah?
happy birthday.
It sure is one.
They walk off.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Uncle Paul.
so look how many characters I put in the scene. There are 12 characters in the scene. I kind of stock motioned Marwick to like pulling the cards out of the bag. It was a whole thing. Yeah.
Certainly, yeah. You know, it was also a whole thing. We'll get to it in a second.
Oh, you know I can't use these.
Everybody laughing.
But
except for Pop.
Except Pop, yeah.
Being
And like
menacingly.
everyone had the mouths at the same time. So like 10 extra layers, because I mean some of them, for reasons as I won't get into right now, didn't need extras ones, but yeah. 10 extra layers on top of this scene.
Thanks, all the same.
He puts the cards away.
Also,
and
the
puts
sky is
bag
also moving
down
in the background
pile.
here, but you can't see because of the buildings.
Now, this one is from Pop.
And then he's opening the box. Wow, it's a watch. Look at that
Believe me,
angle.
It was my pleasure.
Hey, episode
The box is closed
in.
again.
Yeah, well, he opened the box and closed it. That's what happened.
All right.
I want her to steal something from me. That's not fair.
And the end card made by Mila. Hey.
Yeah. So still, her legacy lives on in the series. Until someone makes a new one, in which case, by my own rules, I'll replace it. But yeah, until then, it's this
Quadzi, that may be a challenge. That may be a challenge, Quadzi. All I'm saying.
I knew it. I knew it.
How's this for spot backgrounds?
Oh, this is not bad because it's not being juxtaposed with like the Gacha characters.
I'll think about making one.
You don't
Maybe.
If you do, you should do season 3 more when the one in the orange outfit.
Okay. The one without the disgusting, horrendous, yellow, like, abomination that you lot put her in season 1.
Well, definitely not season 1, but you know.
Yeah, it's just like.
Anyways, that was the Mutant Girl 6 years later.
Yay.
And that was the remake. The beautiful remake. We love the remake.
I actually made it to the end.
Yeah.
That is true, yeah.
I fell asleep midway.
Oh, the exposition got quiet. Anyways.
Yeah, that's why I got quiet. I'm so sorry.
So did you really make it to the end then, if that's the case? I don't know.
Oh
if that
my
counts.
No, I did. I was like half asleep. I was just like, dozing off, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, but hopefully you guys tune in for next year's remake, which will be episode 8.
Yeah, and hopefully there'll be more content in between that. I don't want to go another year with just remakes.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we're gonna be able to get at the very least episode 3 of season 3 out. Ideally, episode 4 comes out too.
Yeah, I have another scene to record to finish recording for that actually.
Yeah, I mean, I
think I can finish recording it. I just have to edit it. So yeah,
I mean,
it's almost done, actually.
A personal goal for me this year is to finish Fallen Angel season 2. That's my personal goal because I'm 3 episodes away from the finale, and I have like the body animation in the finale. I'm like so close to the end, and I'm really looking forward to actually trying to end the season 2 this year. That way, I could actually start to go on to like either I could either start focusing on other projects, like I could hyper focus on like something like Demon Girl Saves None in the World, or I could focus on similar of the spin-offs I wrote, which I haven't had much time to work on.
If G-Mation comes out, of course, we're both on deck for Sword on My Lawn.
Yeah, they're Sword on My Lawn, and then there's also this vampire series that I need to cast and like do similar stuff for that I want to make a G-Mation. So
Look, my Mutant Girl ripoff. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, freak show about Nelly Chang the raccoon. I forgot about that. Yes.
Whoa, Nelly.
I would love to see that. I would love to see that. At some point.
So fun.
Will we have his remake episode this year?
Probably not. Like I haven't collected any audio for that, and I've said before, Shorty's pretty spotty with getting lines in and stuff. And
just do what I did and sample from the original.
It's kind of hard to sample from the original, especially with the music and stuff. Like I don't want the audio to be. It's gonna be kind of hard to sample. So I don't have the original files anymore. So probably not a remake this year. I don't know when eventually a remake will happen. Like the next remake is episode 8 too, meaning I gotta get like Nova. I also gotta get Nova for that one. I gotta ask him to like do some lines. And then we have like Mrs. Dicer, which would be prison. Yeah, so eventually, I'm more concerned about getting either episode 10, getting episode 10 done. That's probably that's what I mainly want to do with Fallen Angels itself. Like get episode 10 of season 2 out, so then I could continue the story forward.
Yeah, well, now you know how I feel in terms of these remakes.
Yeah.
The only reason I do them is as an excuse to have like that. There's something for the anniversary special, and also because I mean like having.
Well, it's also nice. It's also nice to actually show how much we have improved over the years, and like to show the best version, or at least the best possible version at the time period we can make of that original episode.
Yeah, it is a definite good entry. I know that KW used the remix that were out at the time for her watch through. I think Bon also did the same thing and was shocked by the downgrade of this episode specifically.
Yeah,
So-
because obviously if you're watching like the season 1 all the way through, you're gonna eventually hit a downgrade. It's like, oh,
which
okay,
means
now
that from now until this time next year, but the downgrade happens precisely before my least favorite episode in the series.
Yeah.
If you count both parts, part 1,
Oh, by the way, about episode 9's remake, there's one thing I want to add to that.
I was talking about episode 8.
Yeah, but episode 9 remakes, when we do that in 2 years' time, you know what I want to add to that one episode? A montage of the characters practicing for the play.
Sure, yeah, that makes sense.
That's one thing I thought was missing for the episode, because we had like a multiple week time jump. And it's like, I kind of would have preferred a montage or something in between, kind of, because like multiple weeks over a course of an episode, it's like, oof, that's quite a hefty time jump mid episode.
You're having Reina and Empress be that will be fulfilled by the same character. Not sure if that would work.
They can't really be. They can't really be fulfilled the same purpose. Reina fulfills the purpose of being a best friend to Morwenna, and Empress fulfills the role of being like a cool aunt / big sister to Morwenna. Like,
yes, they're both like supportive roles, but like I think it's the way that they end up meeting and like what specifically
they serve very different roles narratively.
Yeah, if you keep Empress's introduction for the character versus Reina's one, that means that the Julius character is
just alone
by himself, and therefore doesn't have the whole best friend connection with Reina, which is integral to his character and to hers. And then and
then when you talk about
the Reina one, if you keep the Reina one, then what are you keeping from Empress exactly? That's the what makes her distinct in that case.
I mean, I guess they're
Maybe the best friend can also be mega rich or something, and also have a driving license. That would, I guess, that would technically work.
Yeah, but she's 13, and like she wouldn't be in middle school at that point. At most, she would have to be in like junior year in high school or something, or like sophomore year in high school to get her license, age-wise, to line up.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't really make much sense with the series taking place in middle school, unless you want to change it from middle school to high school, which that's a lot larger of a change.
Mm-hmm.
And then that shifts everyone's age.
Right. Okay. Okay. I see then. All right then. Fine. that kind of works a little bit.
Anyways, enough of this. Jacob gotta do some editing.
I have to go bed.
All right.
Leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters. Subscribe if you have not done so already. And see you next year for the next Mutant Girl remake. Ta-ta.
See you.
Farewell.